Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps that I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, y'all know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switched codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for appeasement. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up!
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of dodge while they eat. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beat, and they don't leave anything behind that they eat.
I can see you soft, never thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a beast. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes, I'm the kingpin.
What's going on? What's going on, TZ Frank in the building? What's going on, man? Salute to you, bro. Yes, sir. I know I've been working, man. I've been going back to back, like, you know what I'm saying, working. What's going on, Just Do Boxing? What's happening? Yes, sir. It's been like, what, damn near a week or so. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been, you know what I'm saying, live streaming and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but your boy got to go out here. We got to make this money, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, seriously, you know, man, I've just been grinding like load after load, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but, you know, we back. It ain't really a whole lot been going on. What's going on, Steve, in the building?
What's going on, Paul? What's happening?
Oh, nothing much, bro. Just, oh man, just, you know how you get in one of those phases in your life where you just work.
Yeah,
you know
man.
Mm-hmm.
Be like that Rihanna song.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Hey, man. But you know, we got to take that if we want to eat that steak.
Oh yeah, you know the grind ain't gonna stop. What's going on, Just Do Boxing? Yes, sir. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, they look like they I got demonetized, man. You know what I'm saying?
What?
You know, I never did care about the damn money any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, for me, you know, they demonetized those boys over there, Fresh and Fit, and you know, because of some shit they were doing. But I don't know what the hell, YouTube would demonetize your ass for anything. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man,
saying?
that's their way of keeping control of you. That's all it is. They try, trying to keep control of you. Like, oh, watch what you say. And be like, man, I don't even remember what I said.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And we lie. We liable to say whatever over here shit.
Man, it could be a
That's
plethora of
like
things.
it's not even worth listening to. You know what I'm saying? If you can't say what the hell you're thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that and I was like, what the hell did I do? It's something. I said something. I must be. I must be said something. God damn it, to upset the ass.
Table done turned.
Yeah, but I never did care about that. I wouldn't be working so damn hard if, I'd be on this motherfucker 247 if I wanted to be cared about the monetization and stuff.
Man. They might have got tired of that. That was the Canelo Mafia on you, man. Them folks ain't playing.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure.
Mauricio.
I hope they send out with notifications. Look like usually I have quite a few people up in here by now, but shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's a part of it too. They knock down your what they call it, your visibility and all that crap, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you must have said something true then, man. That's all that means.
I don't know, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boy, like Upper Echelon said. He said he got they shadow banned for something. He said, I don't know. I mean, but either way, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter, shit.
Yeah, man.
If you're gonna have freedom of speech, you're gonna have freedom of speech. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? So
freedom
if
to
you
say
don't
what you
have
want
that,
to say.
oh, no doubt, man. I wouldn't be out here grinding as hard as I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Taking these loads up the street. You know what I'm saying? If that was good, if that was what I was on here for. What's going on, Just Do Boxing in the building? What's going on, brother?
Man, what's going on, boy? How you feeling, bro? Salute to
Oh,
you,
all
bro.
right.
Yeah,
All
man,
right, man.
I hear what you said. I know you work anyway, so you ain't no stress to you. But the hell with it. Did they say why?
I don't know. No, they
'Cause
didn't. They didn't tell me why.
I've
I
had
really
it
didn't.
happen.
I
I had
didn't
it happen
care.
to me twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I noticed, for me, what it was, they say reuse content. I'm like, how? And then I looked and I seen my shorts, right? So I noticed like if you post a short, and I had monetization off on the shorts, they would just post it. You see something when boxing that you share a clip, but I wasn't remixing it or adding significant value to it or change. Like, so what I notice now is if I post a short now, I put my face in it. So that makes all the difference. Like you literally ain't gotta say nothing, but you can post it short, but have your face in the end of it, and that they'll leave it. They'll consider it
Okay.
you remix.
So what I did different was I had put some TikTok. I had seen some TikTok shorts and brought them over. I didn't put no. I don't use the music, but like you said, if you repost it and you don't put something significant in there, I guess,
right
in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't expect the motherfuckers to blow up like that. Some of the motherfuckers had ridiculous.
Yeah, they do it, bro. I had when it happened to me the last time, I had the post hit 3.8 million. And then I'm sitting over here. I'm like, oh shit! Like, I see it. I post it. I look at it. I see 10,000 views. I'm like, really? The next day, I look, it's 20 something. I'm like, really? So that shit just kept climbing and climbing.
Yeah, my Javante Tank Davis one, way back up in my archives. That shit did like 100K.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the hell? I looked on that motherfucker.
You don't be paying it no attention and it be growing. Yeah, that's what happened with me. So I looked, I seen a notification like, what, 1 million views?
And that's when they try to find something. That's when they finna try to find something.
They let it get way up to 3.8 million. It got me, that one post got me 4,200 and some subs. One post. And I wish I never posted it though. As good as that might sound, I promise you, if I could have did it
No,
over, I
I
would
know
not
what you're
have.
saying, because you don't be in it for that. You be trying to, look for the content of it, or get whatever point you was, saying that you, thought that was interesting. And when some shit go viral, do viral numbers, they don't want to pay you for the shit.
Nope,
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
and that's exactly what I felt like it was, because I know I've recently did a video that did over 33,000, right? And that's 33,000, not 3.8 million. And I seen how much they paid me for that one video. So I get it. Like you wasn't trying to, pay me for that, because if I got that from that, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what they would have had to give me for 3.8 million.
You know what? That's probably what it was, because that was the only time I ever did like I did like 4 TikTok videos of, what I'm saying, and them motherfuckers. I did the little boy. They had this little boy that was like just knocking out all the other little kids, and his one foot was in a tire. And I thought that was like the coolest video. The way he was throwing these shots, man, like he was Floyd Mayweather up in that thing.
I know what you're talking about.
And that shit did like, man, I think it's still growing. I think that did like 33K or 44K. I wasn't even paying attention to this shit.
Right.
And then the little girl with the hand speed, breaking the. I did that one. I did, and I usually don't use TikTok, like that.
Right.
But them motherfuckers blew the hell up, bro. I was like, God damn. And then I looked up Deontay Davis. I was like, damn, they done went in the archive. Some motherfucker done got. So I looked at my analytics, and I was like, shit, I was doing that at almost at 300,000 views. You know what I'm saying? I was demonetized. So it's like, okay, what the hell going on here?
Yeah, man, it's legalized pimping, because they got the time, they got the watches, they get everything from it, and then they try to keep you from getting your money. And that is the dump. Well, that is all of the platforms in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't give a damn. I like shit.
Just put like your face in it for a couple seconds or something that changes everything.
But go ahead.
People got channels that they basically make mostly shorts, and if you notice, they reuse a lot of content. But if you notice it, when you ever watching shorts, if you ever just scroll and catch yourself, you notice they'll put their face at the end of it, even if it's for 3-5 seconds. Sometimes they don't even say nothing. They just look at the camera crazy and don't say nothing. Just that little bit changes everything.
We'll be making cornbread looking sad tomorrow.
Right.
You got to pay attention to because they constantly changing the the criteria and the rules. And I don't really have time to cause it'd be so much shit that YouTube can hang you on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just be, making my content the way I see fit. And, I really don't use the whole, only time I reuse some stuff useless, like when I'm trying to put some boxing up in there. And you got to be tentative about that, because some stuff they just won't let you, transform, saying, they always saying you got to transform it and into what you want. You got to be careful with that, because sometimes, man, I filter that motherfucker and I put lightning in that bitch. And
I'll be saying that you do it anyway. You do a good job at editing. Like, you just put your own mix on it. That's all. That's the only difference. You can post them same exact clips, but you put your remix on them at the end, and that makes all the difference. They won't mess with it, because since I've been putting my face in the shorts, I haven't had an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I figured that's what I was doing wrong. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. I'm like, okay.
So did you have to come off? Oh, my bad. Did you have to come off of monetization to and once you did that, they started paying you, or is it just a certain amount of time you have to go through before you can get monetized again?
I mean,
you could go back and get it. You know what I'm saying? You could reapply and all that shit. But do you really want to be held up under that shit? I got Cash App. You know what I'm saying? People rock with you. That shit, that Cash App. If you want it that bad, you know what I'm saying? So I was looking at your boy.
I think you deserve it because you put the work in. That's where I'm coming. I know you don't care, but I'm just telling you consistently put work in. So you deserve to be paid for it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the only difference. It's a matter of just deleting the shorts because you don't care anyway. Neither did I. I deleted it immediately. And when I reapplied, I didn't have an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's all.
Yeah, they let you reapply. They just let you know that you can't be on this bitch wild, and these are like the boys in Fresh and Fit. Them motherfuckers putting Klan hats on and shit, and them motherfuckers running around. Them motherfuckers running around like monkeys and shit. I was like, these motherfuckers off the chain. I was like, what is going on, bro? I had tuned in. You know, I don't really watch Fresh and Fit, but every now and then I like to see them go off. You know what I'm saying? Have people going out their studios, whatever.
Right.
And you know, like they had that girl Gorilla over there, and I was like, you know, whoever, you know, it'd be a real spectacle over there. So, like, I tuned in. This motherfucker had a Klan hat on, like, walking around like a monkey. He had all the races on his channel and stuff. I was like, what is going on over there? You know, with the little funny looking black one over there. Nobody can ever remember his name. You know, they always remember the Sudanian dude Myron, and I was like, then they got deplatformed and the motherfuckers looking crazy over there, talking about, you know, we was here to save the children. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is off the chain, man. What's going on, H Money in the building, bro? What's happening with you, bro?
Yo, what up, OG? Salute to you. How you feeling?
Oh, feeling good, bro. Just working my ass off, bro. I'm talking, man. Just working hard for the money. Oh, yes, sir.
That you put in, the hard work and the dedication representing for this the great sport of boxing. Boxing is the best sport on the planet. You know what I mean? And we have tremendous fighters, you know, and I'm kind of disappointed in some of these guys, though. You know, there's a lot of guys out here ducking fights, avoiding elite competition, you know, and it's some of the top guys, some of the faces of boxing. I see that, man. Like Canelo. Canelo, he not fighting guys in his weight division. He fighting fucking Charlo, who fight at 154, 2 weight classes smaller than him, and bringing him up.
And you wonder, you say, okay, he had all this time to fight them Charlo boys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it ain't the fact that you know that they're fighting now. It's the fact that, you know, when they were at their best, younger. In the prime, I want to see those fights. I don't want to see fighters be strategically, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight other fighters. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to wait till somebody is at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Weight drained or trying to hold them down at a weight. No, let's see you fight when you both at your best. That way we get a true assessment of who is better. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Don't be, you know, it's like waiting for the man to, you know what I'm saying, like Devin Haney to outgrow 135. You know what I'm saying? He's been at 135 forever. And of course, I know the circumstances, you know, they being with different promotional companies. But as soon as you can get the fight on, you know what I'm saying, get the fight on before you know, outgrow the weight division or get a catch weight where you both be comfortable. So you both be at your best.
Yup, just like Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, now he complaining about the weight when it comes to fighting Jerron Boots Ennis. Now he's saying, I'm struggling to make 147. Jerron Boots Ennis been calling his ass out. Terrence Crawford don't want no smoke with Boots. Terrence Crawford said, I'm never going to fight Boots. What you mean you never going to fight that dude? You was doing all that capping on that radio show with Gilly the Kid and Wallow talking about Boots was ducking you. You lied on that man. You lied on his name. Nigga, now fight him. Y'all both on Showtime. You know what I'm saying? Don't use that excuse no more. When you was on BLK Prime, you was talking all that shit with Blue Blood, nigga. Now fight Boots, nigga. He your IDF mandatory. Shaky ass nigga Crawford. He said he ain't gonna fight Boots. He not keeping that same energy. He was calling out Spence. It was okay for Crawford to call out Charlo, but when Boots call him out, he don't want to fight. That nigga a sucker, bruh.
See what it is. See, you can get up. Then when you've been a champion for so long, you need motivation. You know what I'm saying, to be able to win. Once you've been in boxing for a long time, it's hard to get up for these guys to get up for certain fighters, right? And
you should get up for Boots. Boots is an undefeated boxing phenom, nigga. They saying Boots is the next big thing in boxing, and that nigga don't want to fight Boots.
Of course, but look at it this way. You know, I don't think Terrence Crawford is in it for the same reason he was like when he first came in. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to be the best, wanted to be a champion. You could probably, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's fighting for the money right now.
He might as well fight Jake Paul then, if that's the case.
Yeah. I mean, he's not
the fuck out the sport and let Boots Ennis become the new champion at 147. It's time for Crawford to put up or shut up, bro. He had it behind the fanboy channels. He was calling everybody fanboys, Earl sexuals, and all of that. But he got all the fanboys. What about the Crawford fanboy channels lying on Boots' name?
See, Boots is a young, hungry ass fighter. He's a phenom. He see that talent. He know what kind of dude that is. That's one of them dudes who's gonna take on everybody. He don't give a fuck. It ain't about the money for him. Right now, it's about building his name.
Right? Boots to take on everybody, right?
Right. He's got the reflexes.
Yeah. So
he's got the.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Why did Crawford, when he got on that video, that interview with Gilly the Kid, he's saying Boots ducked him? Then you just said Boots will fight everybody. Why Crawford lied on him and tried to say Boots ducked him? And Gilly and them was like, nigga, I know Boots. He ain't ducking no smoke. That's what Wallow said. Crawford lying on him.
Yeah, Crawford don't want to take on everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? He set, in my opinion, he set EJ up, you know what I'm saying, for the okie doke. And you know what I'm saying, EJ, you know what I'm saying, he got too much that Texan pride. You know what I'm saying, to he should have fought the guy probably up at a weight, you know what I'm saying, where he probably could have operated on. You know, once you've been at a weight for 10 plus years and shit, you got to move your ass up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't that fight, bro. And for him too, you know, Crawford, he's 35, going on 36. His body is getting bigger, it's getting older, and you know, you don't come on, bro. You know, we all seen 30, you know, we all been 35, 36. I don't know how old you guys are, but you don't get no faster. You know what I'm saying? You keep your power, but you get a little bit slower after 34. You know what I'm saying?
When he was talking to Gilly and Wallow, Crawford said, "Oh, that don't be nothing. That Boots is younger than him. That he 10 years older than Boots."
I'll be damned. Have you ever been out on that basketball court? What he said, bro. Have you ever been out there on that basketball court when you were 34, 35 and shit, and tried to play somebody that was 28, 27?
Exactly. That's why he's scared.
That shit different, bro.
He worried about Boots then. He worried about Jermell. He know he a threat.
Of course he's a threat. He's the motherfucking best at 147 right now. See that bullshit he put with EJ, you know, say EJ,
I want you to press on him, Paul. I want you to get on Crawford ass the way you always do about Boots, man. He ducking that fight,
man.
Come on, man.
I do believe in classes though. You know what I'm saying? You know, like a graduation class or whatever. I think that Crawford's in an older class. I think if he go out there and fight, he's gonna get his ass. He gonna get his ass beat.
He in the same era as Crawford. He's 26 years old.
Hear me out. I think if he go out there, he knows he's gonna get his ass beat by Jerome Boots Ennis. It's kind of like
talk about it.
It's kind of like when Marvin Hagler was supposed to fight the body snatcher, Mike
McCullum,
Mike McCullum, right? You know what I'm saying? He had been, but look at who. But Marvin Hagler, look who he fought though. You know what I'm saying? That's why you give him a pass on certain one, because he had nothing but beasts. John the Beast Mugabe. You know what I'm saying? He had Hearns. He had Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying? So he had fought some killers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean he ducked them, but what I'm saying is, you know, when you got the resume, when you got the fighters in your weight division and you fighting them motherfuckers, you know, it's hard to have a tough fight. You know, the problem with Crawford is he strategically fights. You know what I'm saying? He don't just fight top competition. And that's the only problem that I have with Crawford is that, you know what I'm saying, he's not trying, he always waiting at the end. He's not jumping into the fray when there's good competition around. You know what I'm saying? He's always waiting at the, you know what I'm saying, he's not putting the wear and tear. He's not going through the gauntlet and showing that he's the baddest man in the land because, you know, style make fights. And, you know, say you go in there, Danny Garcia might have that left hook, you know what I'm saying, that no-look left hook that knock your ass out. You know, he just might have your timing. Or, you know what I'm saying, we don't know. Ugas, you know what I'm saying, might have, his style might give Bud Crawford some trouble, or Keith Thurman. We never got to find these things out. And so now that class has gone through, you know what I'm saying, we'll never know, you know what I'm saying, because he waited to the end to fight Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying, to get the belts. And see, even though some people say that's a smart move by Bud. No, bro, you killed the whole era of fucking boxing by staying out the fray. And you know what I'm saying? So when I see the new school come in like Boots, you know Boots gonna tear Crawford ass up because he's not like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Even though he had a great performance by Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying, he's not gonna fight them young guns, you know what I'm saying, that's hungry as fuck like that. I mean, even Villa is a beast, man. That motherfucker, win or lose, that motherfucker gonna take some fights out your ass, bro. The way that dude come at you, his hunger, his thirst, you know what I'm saying? He's going to take some shit at you. He's going to put some damage on your ass. And Crawford ain't trying to go through all that. You know, either he's going to move up to 154 and, you know, saying get a couple of challenges up there. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to go back to 147 unless he fights some little itty bitty peon or something like that. He's not trying to fight. I think he'll beat Virgil Ortiz. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Crawford said he will fight Tank Davis at 147. Mm-hmm. He called out Tank Davis at 147, but he won't fight Boots at 147. Man, that's some weak ass shit, bro.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's the strategic bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that piss you off about boxing. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they want to fight fights. When they see you, you know, they have an advantage. And I think Gervonta is way too small for Crawford. He like fighting them small dudes, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to fight nobody like Jerome Bucenis, who's big, who's athletic, who's fast, who's strong, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who can make him look bad in the ring. Especially, you know what I'm saying, when you up there in age, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to get your ass beat, you know. That's one thing I can say about EJ, you know what I'm saying? He don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? If you win, you win. He gonna go in there and do what he can. And that's a champion, in my opinion, because it's pure. You know what I'm saying? You go in there and you fight the best. And if win or lose, bro, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna, you know what I'm saying, you show your heart, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what's missing from these dudes. You know, they wanna win every goddamn thing. You know, they want to win every day. And you can't do that in boxing. If you a true boxing fan, you know that you're gonna lose sometime, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just not gonna happen. You know, like we looking at Jermell Charlo right now, and he's going up here to face Canelo Alvarez, going up 2 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? And he's at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Because he never fought at 168. People don't understand 14 pounds is significant in boxing. And you know what I'm saying? And he's so giddy about getting this opportunity to fight Canelo. That's the only thing that really concerns me about that, is that he don't seem to have that meanness, that competitiveness. Now, I might just be looking at it, you know what I'm saying, on the outside looking in. And, you know, Derek James, he stretched thin with Ryan Garcia and AJ. He was talking about how he was on a plane. He, you know, right after the Errol Spence Jr. fight, he had to take a plane out to go get AJ ready for his fight. And then he had to come back to New York to get Ryan, I guess, together for his fight. So I'm just like, bro, you got major fights. You got a lot going on, bro. It's like, and then you had Frank Martin looking terrible. Right. You know what I'm saying? You had EJ they had the worst fights when you take on all this responsibility. And I'm just like, bro, it's like, bro, you're not giving your fighters the attention that they need. I'm like, because some of the things that EJ was doing in the ring, if you watch some of my breakdown videos, he did everything I told him not to do. If I could see that, if I could see that as just a boxing aficionado on the outside, why Derrick James didn't have these things? We know you can't lunge on certain fighters because they look for that.
Not Terrence Crawford is too good of a counter puncher for that. Very.
So,
I said that too. That was one of the things I said. Like, if Crawford was to be successful, his counter punching would be switched on, and just his shot selection. He's really good at hitting you with a shot you don't see. He's one of the better guys at doing so. So you're right. Yeah, there's a lot that Spence, like you said, you broke down that he did wrong. He did exactly what you were saying he can't do if he wants to be successful. And I think it's time for people to really tap into what you were saying. And that's no slight to Derrick James. You only one person, bro. You got a lot on your plate. That's not giving him an out. That's not making no excuse. That's just a fair observation from the outside looking in. Who could have predicted in 2023 that he would be training not only Anthony Joshua, but Ryan Garcia as well? Just those personalities alone, taking on all of that. You get what I'm saying? You already got your hands full. Good. So it's a lot. I think he got a lot on his plate. And I think he needs to be very mindful of that. You're only one person. And it was very revealing. You remember in the one of the pressers where he was like, it's me over here. It's me. You got like 3-4 guys over there. You get what I'm saying?
I was just about to say that. You
get what I'm saying? And that's very revealing. Like, damn, it sounds good when you being successful. You like, damn, he just doing all this by himself. But then when you lose, it kind of all come to a head. And the fact that Mac got 3 or 4 guys over there might be actually a smart thing. Might be a smart thing.
It's okay. It ain't no might about it.
It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It ain't no might about it, because when I was looking at Crawford at the what's going on, let me holler at my people real quick. What's going on? TZ Frank? What's going on, George Curry? What's going on, Light Skin Business? Salute to you, bro. Bruce Boxing, Jazz and More, salute to you, bro. T Holmes in the building. A1 Hoops of the winning team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my brother. And PGH Big Dog in the building. J Watch 4, what's happening, y'all? It's good to be back. Dark Kent, what's happening, my brother? What's happening? Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Parks, what's happening, bro? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was just about to mention that. I was like, because when I was watching the when they was doing their media day thing, before the fight, and I was like looking at Crawford, how he was using the jab. I be watching everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? I always live stream, and even when I have a thought about what I see, and I was seeing Crawford, how he was using the jab, how he was using that stiff jab. I said, okay, EJ likes to come in right there where he's sticking that jab. You know what I'm saying? Then I seen him moving forward, using his head movement. I said, Crawford could fight on the inside, bro. He could come after EJ. Right. And I said, that's what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? I said, look like he's going to, do a lot of inside, look like he's working on his inside maneuvers to, break EJ down. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I said, I hope EJ is ready, for that, because that's what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because backing up on EJ ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to take it to EJ. You got to fight EJ. And, Crawford told everybody he was going to fight EJ in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He said he was gonna stand there and fight EJ. And so I'm thinking now, Derrick James, if I see this, bro, I know you see this. You know what I'm saying? This is what this man is gonna do. This man is gonna come at EJ, and I'm pretty sure you got that covered. But because he is who he is, and he's the man who got all the awards, he's the man that he's the trainer, that got everything covered. He's the mastermind. I'm pretty sure he see this. And then he goes in there, and the first thing he does, I said, of course, they're gonna try to take away EJ jab. See, I hope they understand that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And so, but everybody like, no, he can't take away EJ jab. He got the best jab. Well, that's why they coming for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because EJ does everything behind the jab. Bro. Do you ever see EJ do anything? That doesn't include the jab. So that it's important for them to take his jab away. But we didn't think he could take EJ jab away from him. So whatever, I don't know why Derek James couldn't see that, bro. You see, so is he his philosophy? It don't matter what the other guy does. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to ask him some questions so bad, and I just got so much shit floating in my head. It's like, bro,
I know what you mean.
I'm just like, I got so much shit floating in my head. I just want to sit down and say, bro, what the hell? Did you watch any film? Did you? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, bro, over there in the camp? You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm an expert, but I'm just like, bro.
I get you from the outside looking in. You like, bro, it was some things that I was able to see that looked so obvious, and it seemed like the way y'all executed, you wasn't able to see it. But I will say, I do think the guy that he had in the ring wasn't able to perform those things too at that level, because he just looked so weak. His equilibrium looks shot. You get what I'm saying? Like who ever fought EJ and said he ain't had no power? When has that ever been said? That ain't never been said. That's very concerning. That tells me not that the guy that he's fighting is some superhuman. Nah, that's not the case. That's telling you there's something really, really wrong with the guy on the other side. The fact that he wasn't able to, get your respect at all. Like, that's not Earl Spence. That ain't him at all. Like, so it was just very concerning to see that. And I think some of the right things were being said, but I just think the guy on the night just couldn't execute. You get what I'm saying?
I mean,
have it, yo. He didn't have it. I think he knew it too.
When have you ever seen? When have you ever
knew it too, and he just went for it. He tried to gut it out, yo. That's why I say you gotta love Earl Spence, win, lose, or draw, because that man knew at a point he didn't have it. Look at his fucking face. He knew it, so he said, "You know what? I just gotta go for it." And he just started swinging shots. You know what I mean? Winging shots, and you really can't do that against Terrence Crawford. It's just a matter of time. You get what I'm saying? If that's gonna be your approach with Crawford, it's gonna be a matter of time. But I understood it because I think he really knew he just didn't have it, yo. He didn't have it to be the guy that we know him to be, executing strong off the jab, breaking his guy down. Just on that night, that particular night, he did not have it. He just didn't have it. And I think
you never know when a fight is going to grow older in the ring. When you've been through, when you fight all the top competition, and that this is why Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler, because Marvin Hagler had started getting these battles with John the Beast Mugabe. He went to the fight and he saw that was a savage ass fight. Yeah, so and just like Gantz here saying, he said, "What's up, Pooh?" He said, Bud let EJ burn himself out doing all the heavy lifting while he sat back and did the same thing he did at 140 to become undisputed sucker move. See, what I'm saying? So if you in there and you going through the gauntlet, even though you getting better and you getting better experience, you're also getting your ass beat too. Because it goes both ways when you fight. Yeah, the wear and tear. You getting beat up too, bro. You getting hit in the gut. If you watch that Ugas fight, that was a savage ass fight. You know what I'm saying? Ugas was.
See, Paul, you're right. People don't pick up on it because EJ won. And that's why I say, for the people that keep saying what y'all saying all this at the Ugas fight, yes, if you talk to the right people, he was successful, but it was some shots that he got hit with that was very concerning. I don't understand why people didn't see that, because he won. That means you're not really paying attention then, because I seen it then. I seen some things that was concerning, and I think those things all came to a head against Terrence Crawford as well.
And see, Terrence Crawford, he's smart. He knows that. You think these fighters don't know that? EJ took some vicious body shots in that fight. So they were toe to toe, going back and forth with the body shots and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you can only fight. I think Mayweather told Errol Spence Jr. this a long time ago. He said you can only fight like that for so long. You know what I'm saying? By attrition. You know what I'm saying? Going toe to toe and out battling a motherfucker. You can only fight like that for so long. And it usually shows up right about where EJ is at, 33, 34. You know what I'm saying? When everything stops. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I'm with you. I'm just adding to your point. Then you mix in the unfortunate situations that he had that accelerated that process as well. You know what I mean? The aging process. You know what I mean? That wear and tear is just accelerated on another level once you get thrown from your car. And then people don't want to have that conversation because they think we say that in the effort to take away but from the credit of Bud Crawford. No, that's you got to separate the two. That's just real, man. Though we, you wanted to look at him as Superman, and we seen him defy the odds several times since the car accident, and it was spectacular to see. But I think at a point, that all that stuff comes to a head, and I think all of it did on the night. You know what I mean? All of that stuff catch up to you, and
yeah, I mean, especially when you in the gym and you got sparring to compile on top of that, you know what I'm saying? And the way you transforming your body you're already killing yourself to make that weight. You're still straining yourself. You're denying your body the nutrition that it needs. You're not even supposed to be at 147, my nigga. You're supposed to be up there at 170, 160 on a natural level, just as a man his age. You're supposed to be up at, at a heavier weight. You're supposed to be at middleweight any goddamn weight. So, when you killing yourself, we see this with young guys like Devin Haney. Devin Haney looked like shit when he was fighting Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't make it. He damn near killed himself to make it out that damn fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he was drained, bro. And that shows up. These fighters are not superhuman. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you start playing with your weight, bro, let me tell you something. That affects your mind. That affects everything. They had to rush him up out of there because he looked so bad to make weight. You know what I'm saying? And when you playing with your weight like that, bro, you don't have all your abilities. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you've been at that weight class for 10 plus years, bro. You got to go. You got it. You got to move up so your body can breathe. Look at Virgil Ortiz fainting around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? About to falling out. You saw Mikael Riviera, you know what I'm saying, trying to make 135 fainting. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
I'm passing out that way in and all that. Yeah.
Passing out. You think these guys could fight a 12-round intensive fight, you know what I'm saying, when they not supposed to be at that weight? And these fighters got to stop this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You can do it, but you'll get to a point where you can't get away with it. You get what I'm saying? Right. How long?
I'm disappointed with Derek J. Is he just in there as a guy with no say so, bro? If EJ was in there missing the mitts, like they say he was in there missing the mitts, his balance wasn't there. Who gets knocked down with a jab, bro? A push jab. When EJ went down with that push jab, I was like, something wrong, bro. EJ is one of the most sturdiest motherfuckers ever see. He never throws a punch unless he's on balance. His fundamentals are tight. If you're gonna get your ass beat, at least have your fundamentals together. That fight, I ain't see none of his fundamentals. Feet wasn't up under him. He wasn't throwing punches the way he usually throw. He wasn't putting the pressure on. I mean, he was weak. Even when he got on the inside, he couldn't do shit. That wasn't EJ, bro. I was like, something wrong with this dude. And that should have been one of the greatest fights that we ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And if he would have went down battling, I would have said, yeah, man, say, damn, man, Crawford is a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, man, EJ he wasn't himself, man, and I know every fighter has an off night, but that night there, that man was completely gone, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't have nothing.
On his A game, you get what I'm saying? On his A game. I think his focus for that fight was on another level. I like, from fighter standpoint, he was really switched on as he could be. You know what I mean? He had the best fight of his life, and Earl had the absolute worst.
So I'm glad. Salute. I hope it ain't nothing neurological or nothing like that from the crash or nothing like that, and he's deteriorating. So I wouldn't want to see a rematch under those conditions. But if it's just he had an off night and he was done with the weight class, I'll be interested to see how could he do better at 154. You know what I'm saying? And so now they're talking about the activation of the rematch. You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't reactivated it yet. That not that I know of. But what I want to see is, you know what I'm saying, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, real crazy going on with him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so now that everybody's kind of watching that, because I think he got like 30 days to re-sign, you know, to re-sign up for the rematch.
I think they down to like, what does they say, like 8 days or something? I thought it was something. I think he, you know, on the countdown, I think they applying pressure, like they want to answer type deal. So,
my only concern with EJ, and salute, Pool man, glad you're back, is can he get through a training camp? You know, I mean, he's 2 of his past 3 training camps. I've been hearing stuff about ribs and, you know, hydrating properly for this one. He had the eye injury with the Pacquiao. So even if he accepts the rematch, can he get through a training camp healthy enough to make it to the ring? Because he has a lot of wear and tear, like you guys have been saying. That's my only concern. Because, like they said, the training camp is the hardest part. You know,
but that's okay though. You know, if you go in there and you give it your all, you can't ask for more. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I said, every fighter has an expiration date. And you know, one thing I could say about Crawford is, one thing about moving strategically through a division is that, you know, you could save yourself, you know, the wear and tear of fighting the smaller fights, you know what I'm saying, for clout, and, you know what I'm saying, to move your name up, you know what I'm saying, and you just looking for the big fights, you know what I'm saying. So you can save yourself, you know what I'm saying, a lot of wear and tear by doing that. That's the only good thing about that for the fight, for the champions who holding on to 1 or 2 belts or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like Canelo, you know what I'm saying? You know, he fought John Ryder instead of fighting Dimitri Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He knew he wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? He knew he wasn't ready for Bivol. He knew he would, if he was to go back and fight Dimitri Bivol, he's going to have to get better. You know what I'm saying? So he was smart. He took a lesser fight that he knew he could win to stay active. And he's working on those skills to beat Bivol. You know what I'm saying? And so now, you know what I'm saying, I think he feel probably more comfortable fighting Jermell Charlo, because he's not the kind of boxer that Dimitri Bivol is. He don't have the size, he don't have the strength of a 175 pounder, you know what I'm saying? Right. So he decided to go, and plus Jermell Charlo has been off for about 15 months. So, you know, when you inactive like that, that's another thing about Errol Spence Jr. He was inactive. You know what I'm saying? If you inactive, you're not going to be as sharp. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to take the shots, you know what I'm saying, that as you would as if when you was out there active, you know what I'm saying, actively taking shots, you know what I'm saying, from a fighter that's you know what I'm saying, that's active like that. And I think he understood this, that he can't just turn around and fight Demetrius Bivol, because Demetrius Bivol already beat him one time. He got that psychologically over Canelo, and he's not impressed by him being the face of boxing. He's not impressed by, you know, all this myth that's behind Canelo. So once you beat him up like ass, it's like, you know, you got a psychological edge, and so it makes a lot of sense that, you know, the way Canelo moved, that he's fighting Jermell Charlo, because that's the only way he's going to get clout for another fight, is he fight somebody we think is competitive. But on the real, my man been out the ring, he broke his hand, and you know, I'm not trying to give him excuses, but what I'm saying is, you know, why not fight the man when, you know, say you both are active? You know, saying he tried to fight Jermell Charlo, you know, saying, who's having all kind of personal problems, been out the ring for 2 years. You know, it's just a setup. It's like a setup, bro. It's like, bro, no, you need to fight guys who's active. You need to fight David Benavidez, who's been doing all these eliminators and waiting around for you. You need to fight, I don't know about David Morrell, because he's still kind of, you know, he's still kind of just kind of coming in, but he is an interim champion. So, you know, we giving these guys a lot of passes, you know, to be moving around and strategically trying to find disadvantages, you know what I'm saying, with different fighters. And it's just kind of frustrating, because you want to see it kind of, what you say, it's kind of fake about who's the best in boxing, because, you know, if a guy ain't at his best, bro, you know what I'm saying, and you go out there and beat him, but then you won't rematch him, you know what I'm saying, because now you got a fight in, you know what I'm saying, and he's, you know, getting his shit back together. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it miscues who's really the best. You know, you could be anybody in one fight. You know what I'm saying? If the circumstances are right. But you know what I'm saying? When a guy's like on his shit and he's going out there like when Triple G was knocking out everybody, he would act up. Why didn't Canelo fight that man when he was a lot younger? You know what I'm saying? When he was active, you know what I'm saying? I think we would have got a different result, even though I don't think much of Triple G. But I think he did a lot better against Canelo instead of being an old man up in there, you know what I'm saying, fighting Canelo. You see what I'm saying, y'all?
Yeah, because that Triple G, you know, that Triple G went to the body. He had speed. You
Right.
compare that to EJ. EJ, his speed has gone down. You know what I'm saying? And his frame is just a lot thinner, man. That was my next question to Paul and the other hosts.
Just do
you
boxing.
see? Just do. Do you guys think, from a technical aspect, even if it's at 54, EJ can compete with Crawford in a rematch? And the only reason why I asked that is because just watching that fight, man, I didn't see anything. I didn't take away anything from EJ's side as like a pro. You know what I'm saying? Like anything he can do.
Like I said, when your whole thing is stamina, when your
Right.
whole thing is strength, when your whole thing is work rate, and you don't have those things to pull from, guess what? You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things we always figured that Bud was more skilled fighter. You know what I'm saying? But just like Hagler, you know what I'm saying? Hagler, his whole thing was stamina. His whole thing was strength and durability. You know what I'm saying? He didn't necessarily outskill, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He was just so damn strong. You know what I'm saying? He could take your punches, but you couldn't take his shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna step to you the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what EJ does. You know, and Hagler had a high work rate too. You see what I'm saying? So you know, but when you don't have your strength, when you don't have that to pull from, you don't have your work rate, when you don't have you know what I'm saying, your feet up under you, you know what I'm saying? Because I was telling people about Hearn's legs in that fight with Hagler. I said his legs just went away, bro. He didn't have no legs in that fight. And he didn't even, this was before Hagler stopped beating his ass. I said his legs were just gone. And I went back and I read an article where he said, man, my legs were tired at the beginning of the fight. He said that's why he fought the way he fought, because he knew he didn't have much time, because he was told Emmanuel Stewart that his legs were tired as shit. And his legs went away in that fight real early. And I was like, damn. So, you know, if you catch a fighter that's just not on that night, you know what I'm saying, you could have a terrible time, bro. You know what I'm saying? In that ring, you could look bad. You know what I'm saying? And I think Derek James and kind of alluded to it. He said, you know, you're not going to be feeling good every night. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have an own night every night. Even Sean Porter said the same thing. He said, you might feel good on Monday and feel terrible on Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's like this having that consistency is kind of impossible, because you're never going to feel the same day to day. And, you know, but you got to make it, you got to hope that you can feel your best on fight night. You know what I'm saying? You got to just hope for the best. I know you did all this training when the motherfucker was doing acupuncture and all this shit and getting all these stretch coaches. I was like, what the hell's going on? You know what I'm saying? Is he like really like, you know, just doing some extra shit so to make sure he's straight? Or is he like Andre Ward, you know what I'm saying, like getting patched up behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? Because they say Ward was just broke down behind the scenes before that Crusher fight, before them Crusher fights he had. He said, man, he was in so much pain. He said the training camps were just excruciating because, you know, he had shoulder injuries, he had joint injuries, arthritis, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to get prepared to fight the Crusher. And I'm wondering if EJ is going through the same thing. Is he patching himself up in these training camps, you know what I'm saying, to get ready for these fights? And maybe the end is near, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, maybe he's got to, you know, do all this acupuncture, you know, because just because they look strong don't mean it, because he didn't rehydrate up for shit, bro. He looked like he was at the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? When he took that damn shit off and I saw how skinny he was, I'm like, what the hell going on here?
Yeah. How did Crawford look bigger than him on fight night? That was scary to me. I was like, it wasn't just me. I was like, man, this dude look bigger than EJ right now. You know, I've never seen this. It's like it's very concerning to see the way he rehydrated. He looked dry, flat. Like, man, I hate to just
like put some chapstick on his body, bro. I'm like, God damn.
And when I seen Bud up hitting the pads and I seen EJ sitting down, I was thoroughly concerned. I'm like, why is he sitting down? His eyes got big bags under him. You got Bud over there. He got the eye of the tiger. He got the glow.
That motherfucker look like Clubber Lang over there and shit. I got a whole lot more. I got a whole lot more.
Pads. I was like, man, what's going on, man?
Bud did not take a sip of water that whole fight. I don't know if y'all caught it.
He came out with a fishing net. Eminem, I was like, what's looking spooky out here? What's happening right now?
Shit, imagine how an arrow will feel.
I'm telling you, he feels like that.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think Bud's speed was really like that, or was it just EJ's reaction time was off to the punches?
I think his reaction time was terrible, to be honest. But
everything was off. I mean, when have you ever seen EJ even fight like that, bro?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He might fight like that for a round or maybe a round or two, then Derrick James get in his ass and be like, okay, no, do this, do that. And then you see Errol Spence Jr. come out and make his adjustments. He didn't make no adjustments that fight. You know, his balance wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He got pushed down with a jab. EJ went down off a push jab, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was just like, come on now. You know he put his feet up under him. He don't throw punches unless his feet up under him like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you watch, EJ as closely as we do, you know what I'm saying? You like he wasn't himself, bro. You know, he just wasn't fighting like himself.
But when you remember, y'all remember watching the Power Rangers and you thought the Red Ranger was the shit until the Green Ranger like whooped all that. That type of situation, like, yo, man, we thought you was good, man. You know what I'm saying? To the Green Ranger enrolled in the school, you got to
Power Rangers, bro. This got shit to do with no damn Red Ranger.
That Red Ranger never whooped his ass. He told me, let's be friends. I bet you do want to be friends. But no, baby.
I don't think EJ want to be his friend. He want that get back, goddamn it. That'll tell a lot though. This rematch, that'll tell a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, Ali got just like Derek was saying on the interview. That was an awesome interview, by the way, on Sway. And he said, you know, Ali, you know, after having a 3-year layoff, you know what I'm saying? He got this. That's what's the transition from the Ali we saw in the 60s. To the Ali we saw that in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? The Ali in the 60s, man, that motherfucker was so fast. I mean, he was so athletic that you couldn't even touch that nigga, man. And he was just like that, bro. But then when he had that 3-year, they took the best prime of his life. They took it off the table by making it where he couldn't box. And when he came back, he got beat by Frazier. You know what I'm saying? And Frazier, I think, broke his jaw in that first fight.
Caught him with that left hook in that corner.
Yeah, broke his jaw. See, so when you out the ring like that, inactivity can kill you, bro. And especially when you're fighting the best, you know what I'm saying? You're fighting somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's been training for you for years. Somebody who's you know, especially, you know what I'm saying, when they're motivated and it's the biggest fight of their life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I think EJ just kind of ran into some of that inactivity, you know what I'm saying, equals, you know what I'm saying, he can't be at that weight. He can't perform at the weight no more like that. I think it just kind of all came to a head that night. You know what I'm saying?
It all came to a head.
True.
I think there was no way they were supposed to let him fight without a tune-up or, you know, unless they looked at him and said, hey, man, okay, you've been in shape, you know, you've been waking up for this fight. Because truthfully, after Ugas, and I know it was a long time, but you know who you was going to fight next. It might have been kind of up in the air, but you know who you're going to get in there with. And you shouldn't have had to go to camp losing no weight. You should have been going in that straight game plan. And I don't think it went that way.
If you would have fought Crawford after the Ugas fight, he would have been okay. You see what I'm saying? You see, that's the thing. If he would have fought, Crawford, after Uber's fight, he's active. You know what I'm saying? Not this whole layoff. He would still be sharp. He would still have access to, the momentum that he had from the training camp that he had with Ugas, and that he would have, that experience he had with Ugas in the ring would have helped him, you know what I'm saying, in the fight with Crawford. But see, Crawford knew this motherfucker wasn't going to be able to operate at 147 forever. You know what I'm saying? He knew. But what you calculating something over there? Send me a check.
See, that leave money right now.
I kind of got excited, boy. I'm like, God damn, boy. Send me that shit sound like a calculator, boy. I'm like, what you calculating over there?
Oh man.
But yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. I want to see fighters, fight at the best, bro. I don't want to see the strategic shit. Trying to wait motherfuckers out and, and I think the only thing that really pisses you off about Crawford is that, he tried to act like people were ducking him and, bro, just keep it real, bro. You know what I'm saying? You use that top rank and all this here and, you wasn't in the position to really fight, everybody, but you could have left them motherfuckers and showed that you was the baddest man in the land. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you did everything you just said, though.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm just telling you why people look at Crawford the way they look at him. You know what I'm saying? Because he did strategically stay out the fray, and EJ went through the gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between them.
Man, that gauntlet wasn't as hard as it looked, though.
It wasn't as hard. When you stay out of it, yeah, it ain't as hard as it looked because you on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you didn't get into the fights with the boys, after the bus stop, and you went home, and then you come back, and fight the bully, after everybody done fought. Yeah, it don't look as bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't in the fray, you didn't participate. And that's my whole thing, with Crawford is, you can't wait to the end and then say, I'm the baddest man in the land.
No, but it ain't hot. It ain't killing the king. It didn't kill the king in the dark. He killed the king in front of everybody, and that's what make it stand out. In front of that thing.
See, you keep repeating the same thing, and I'm saying like he didn't fight the division, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He didn't go through the division. You know what I'm saying? That puts a lot of wear and tear on him. See, you still getting beat up even if you win. You know what I'm saying? You still taking blows. You still getting hurt. You still going down. Ugas fight was savage. They should have fought right after that Ugas fight instead of another 15 months, 16 months out the ring. And then, you got sparring. You know what I'm saying? You got to get ready for it. And you know what I'm saying? You didn't go out there and stay sharp and get your tune up there. You went straight to the source. So all that was planned. You know what I'm saying? Because every time EJ wanted to press for the fight, you stretch it out a whole nother 6 months. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that man, was fucked up out the ring. You see what I'm saying? So it showed, that rust, it showed. You know what I'm saying? That man couldn't, get it all back in one fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully at 154, hopefully if he don't have any neurological problems, hopefully, that he do, he probably won't get a tune-up in between. So, I don't know. It may end up being the same way. You know what I'm saying? Because, he's still trying to get back, but he'll be a lot healthier. He'll be, at 154. He'll probably have a lot of more access to his stamina and everything, being at 154. And I think he'll do a lot better. I don't know if he'll win, but I'll be rooting for him, you know what I'm saying, to beat Crawford ass and shit.
Hey, man, I told you a long time ago his mama gonna still have that $10 in her pocket. Y'all didn't listen to old Steve-O. Y'all done jumped on me. It was like the Avengers. Portals opened up. Mother coming out portals on my.
Well, what's going on, Two Cents Boxing in the building? What's going on, Jonathan Park? He says Showtime acting like they don't want the rematch because I understand because it wasn't competitive, but they don't understand. These guys don't understand boxing though. They don't understand, what we understand about boxing. Just like Derek James would say, did you see that interview with Jermell Charlo? And it all started coming out about EJ. about something is going on with EJ behind the scenes, and Derrick James can't speak on it, and Errol Smith Jr. kind of alluded to it a little bit. You know what I'm saying, about what's that there's reason, but he won't give you a reason, and you know what I'm saying, there's something going on behind the scenes with Errol Smith Jr. I don't know what it is. So I wish I knew what's happening, and if it's something that's gonna keep him from put him at a disadvantage at 154, I hope he don't take the rematch. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that's debilitating, you know what I'm saying, where he can't fight his best, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to see him put himself in that position just to make another paycheck. You know what I'm saying? I know that's easy for me to say. You know what I'm saying? So, but I thought that interview was awesome, and I think that was one of the best interviews I've seen Jermell Charlo do. You know what I'm saying? But what concerns me, y'all, is that Jermell, he seems so giddy, you know what I'm saying, about having this fight, having a big fight. He don't seem to have that crazy competitiveness that he has, that psycho competitive. I don't know if it's just him doing the interviews. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's, it's just his attitude don't seem to have that, saying that crazy psycho Charlo type energy. When he come on there and just saying crazy shit, he's like, I'm Canelo, this is gonna be a good fight. I'm like, what's going on with you, bro? It's like, come on,
like he got some sense. But closer to the fight, once them hormones get to go, and we'll see. I want to see how long he can hold it, because I don't think he can keep it together too long.
No, I mean, I think all that's intact. It's just he's so happy to have. They look up to Canelo like he's a celebrity. You know how some people look at celebrities and they're just like, saying they're like gods, or they're just overwhelmed. It's like he's a fan of Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to see that shit. I want him to treat Canelo like he treated Tony Harrison. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know Tony Harrison was saying crazy shit.
Yeah, Harrison. Rent-free in that boy, Brian.
Hey, Tony Harrison is like one of the most worst trolls that I ever seen in boxing, bro. That nigga is cold with it, bro.
Hey, man. That is second. He couldn't get with him with that first one, but that second one, man, Charlo started getting back with him like, yeah, man, you ain't sleeping at home. You sleeping in a hotel. Charlo talking crazy too. My sister was like, wow.
I mean, that boy, it's just some people can talk shit, bro. I mean, they can get
Tony
up under your
from Detroit, man.
Tony, that boy there, you be wanting to beat his ass outside the ring, nigga. You see that nigga? You see that nigga at the liquor store, or gas station, boy. You like, nigga, let's go. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate when fighters are respectful, but I still want to see, the competitiveness, you know what I'm saying? Because Canelo has been like, he's been the benchmark. He's been the he's been the ideal fighter to make Jermell's career blow up. You know what I'm saying? If he had that fight 5 years ago and beat Canelo, then Canelo wouldn't be, really where he at now. You know what I'm saying? He's been that guy that he needed to get over, you know what I'm saying? So people can't put Canelo over him and put him in his place, you know what I'm saying? Just on an image level, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they always saying Jermell Charlo and the Charlos, they never did nothing. They never fought nobody. No matter who they fight. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's taking all the tough competition at 154, they can just write him off. You know what I'm saying? That he never fought. Man, Castano was a beast, bro. Castano was a beast.
That was a tough fight. Castano was a tough fight, man. Like, he kept coming.
Right. But see, they act like they don't see that, you know what I'm saying? And then when Canelo finally got into a boxing match with somebody who's in their prime, somebody who can actually, you know what I'm saying, give him some resistance, and he got his ass beat, and now all of a sudden, that's just one loss. That's just one loss. No, nigga, he got his ass beat up in there, bro. Did you watch the fight?
Yes, I saw that.
No, I'm just saying they tried to write that shit off. Now his next fight, he don't fight Dimitri Bivol, he fights John Ryder, right? You know what I'm saying?
And still didn't look good. At home, which made it even worse.
So now when I see like a Gary Russell, you know what I'm saying, talk about Bud will have better chance to beat Canelo than Jermell. I'm like, bro, what do they see in Canelo that I'm not seeing? What do they see in Canelo that
I never saw that? He's a good fighter, but I just didn't see what all these people saw. Like I see a lot of holes, man, that can be exploited. That's all you need. Somebody smart enough to pick the lock.
But not only that, he don't have the same head movement. He don't have the same energy. You know what I'm saying? That when he was coming up to the division, and he don't even make the same moves that he made when he fought Triple G. You know what I'm saying? He's not even as active as all that. You know what I'm saying? Now he's throwing these haymakers. You know what I'm saying? He may slip one or two punches and he try to catch you with a haymaker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, that's not brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And his footwork ain't even that great. It's educated, but it's not. It's you know, he tricks you into making you believe, you know what I'm saying, that he can't get to you, and he has quick hands, right? He's got power, and that's about it. I'm like, bro, what are they talking about? Like Jermell can't beat this guy.
You know yeah, they really acting like that too, man.
I'm like, bro, I don't think Jermell going to be able to hack it at 168. Well, he's not going to come in at 168. He's going to come in at 162 or 161, 63, right? He's going to come in light, you know what I'm saying, so he can move them legs. And you know, Canelo he ain't never been like no one punch knockout artist, bro.
Nah, he weigh you down. Who that guy? He beat his arm like that dude. Shoulder was like 2 times the size it was when he came in. He do shit like that.
But one thing about it, if Jermell beats Canelo, I want to see him. Even though David Benavidez is out there, David Morrell, those are tough fights, bro. Those are tough fights. Those are tough fights. Or people want to see him come down and fight Crawford at 154. Those are tough fights. He ain't got number. He's switching places with Canelo if he beat Canelo, and he's going to have the same problems that Canelo had. He got a whole bunch of killers around him that's hungry as fuck, that's ready to take him down. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, if he does beat Canelo, and I think he will beat Canelo. What's going to happen? Is he going to try to fight them guys up there? Or, you know, is he going to try to
back down?
Really,
man, like really.
Well, he's going to strip him, though. If he fight this fight, they're going to strip him. You know that, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They say as soon as he step in the ring, man. And I'm like, yo, man, they killed me with the sometimes stripping, man. Like where Keith Thurman had the belt 2 years, and before he fighting, he like,
it used to be that you had to beat the champion, you know, to become the champion. But these sanctioning bodies, you know what I'm saying, it's like whatever the bias is, they so pissed off that he didn't fight Tim Tszyu right now. That's just they think Tim Tszyu is the man to beat Jermell Charlo, to embarrass another black champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To humble another black champion. They wanted to see that fight so goddamn bad.
That bad.
Yes, sir. They pissed off about that shit because that's another one of those great white hope fights.
Yeah, especially if he whooped Harrison like he did. Yeah, I'm like, hell, Harrison got knocked out by Charlo. So, like, but you know, they're like, oh, but he did it better. He had his pinky out when he punched. Oh,
but I just hope Derek James ain't taking on too much. I think he need to expand his team. He need to expand his team. Right now with Ryan Garcia, he giving them 2-hour blocks. You know, that's not enough, bro. That's not enough.
Especially for Ryan, because he need a heart transplant.
That nigga need to change his whole race, nigga. He need to change his race. But you know, he keep hanging out with black people. He gonna be all right. He gonna have a black community behind him too, because you know, black people love pretty people. You know, we love.
Jesus,
we do. Black people do. But black people, they love it. They love optics. You know what I'm saying? And he come in that motherfucker with a gold chain on. He come in there with some that baby. You know what I'm saying? Coming out to the baby and all that shit. Boy, they would love his ass, bro. And the baby and them hugged up. You know what I'm saying? They would love that, bro.
Yeah, you just gotta say he light skinned one time. That's it.
Oh, he ain't lying. He come out there with a black girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Get that swag.
Get the temp fade. It's over.
I ain't lying, nigga. Hey, catch that nigga drinking some Hennessy and shit on the slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Goddamn, Ryan got some swag up in this mug,
For real. But I think, man, you make a good point, man, because it kind of, I know we rubbed a lot of, I don't know, man. I don't know. But when he was like, with Derrick James, like, yeah, because I go to London tomorrow. I'm like, yo, man, you been training both of these dudes at the same time? Like, I know I know it's been done before, but, when your guy got this magnitude of a fight, like, Anthony Joshua was finna fight a tomato can, like, Dylan. It's on steroids. You done knocked him out already. So, like, yo, why you working with him? You should have been laser focused on Errol. And I just really doubt that was actually what happened. I just don't see it.
And I mentioned that, because, man, I never go back and watch my live streams. But, I try to have these long live streams so I can cover everything that I'm thinking about and everything that I'm looking at. And that was one of the things that I was mentioning in my live stream. I said, man, is he like, because I seen one interview where Errol Spence Jr. was saying, like, Derrick gives different days for different fighters. No, bro. No. There ain't no damn different days, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You need to be with that dude and working on his shit. You need I think Bud got it right. I think you need an offensive coach, a defensive coach, with the shields, the bag, and you need to rotate. And I think that's the way all fighters should train.
Yeah. I was truly surprised when he said that to Bo Mac. I was like, yo, what you doing all this by yourself? That ain't good.
But if it works up to a certain point, so now you see the detriment of your decisions, trying to take all the credit, and maybe that's an ego thing on Derrick James' side, wanting to take all the credit, for the win, so now you got to take credit for all the loss.
You got to take all that credit.
Right. You got to take the L for all the loss. And, so we saw Sean Porter, how good he was when he went and got help, when he went and got 6 different trainers, when he went and got jumped into what's his name, camp, Lamont Peterson camp, and got the insight of his coach, Barry, I forgot his coach name, Barry something. And he had all these coaches and these minds, these boxing minds, picking Errol Spence Jr. apart and giving Sean Porter a better chance to win. That's why that fight was so good. It's because he totally prepared, like he was going into a fucking major war. And, he got his body, 100% in shape. He was probably in better shape. He was in better shape than EJ. EJ just outlasted his ass. This was before the car crash. Because 2 weeks later, the car crashed.
It was something more like that.
Keep calling me. I should call this man.
Yeah, man. But that and then he gave him something to wake up for.
There we go.
He gave him some bulletin board material. Because who was that he was fighting? Who was that he was fighting? Mikey Garcia when he said Sean Porter can't sell out a backyard cookout.
Right. But see,
I was like, yo, man, that's bulletin board material for somebody to wake up and come and whoop you. Okay, bet, got you.
And Sean didn't want to be embarrassed. He didn't want to go out there and have
Sean gave him his best fight.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking Errol Spence Jr. should have prepared like that, when he had all that time off to prepare like that for Bud Crawford. But, they were so arrogant in the way they prepared for this fight, and it's just,
they started believing in the newspaper clippings that was out there. That's a dangerous thing to do.
I don't think that was that. I think he just didn't understand that, he was at that weight too long. you know what I'm saying, to be fighting this fight. You know what I'm saying? He underestimated the abilities of his body. You know what I'm saying? Your body's gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you've been at 147 for 10, you know, years, bro, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna be able to perform at that weight as you get older. So, you know, it's just crazy how, you know, he didn't know this. I mean, they're professional athletes. You know, if Derrick James seen any slippage in his performance in sparring, it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be on top of that shit. But you got Ryan Garcia, you got AJ, you got to worry about all this shit, bro. You ain't like that, bro. As a trainer, you know what I'm saying? It's just too much. You got Jermell Charlo getting ready for a fight, bro. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you going to divide your attention when you got some of the best fights coming up? AJ, you know what I'm saying? He looked horrible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't think.
For him to walk out the ring like he really did something, I was like, man, this motherfucker's a muppet, man.
I mean, he's still fighting timid. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting gingerly. You know, so afraid to take a damn shot, and it's just like, wow, man. You know, I don't know, man.
And he's the one with the glass shield. That's the one they should have been talking about. Got the glass shield because he's always been chinny. He's always like Dillian White hurt him. Like, dude, Dillian White hurt you? Like, what? Before he knocked him out, he caught him with a good one, and then he started backing up. I'm like, man, get this guy out of here. You know, like even with Ruiz, he put Ruiz down. Ruiz got back up, put him down 4 times. He spit out his mouthpiece. That tells us all we need to know about that guy. So Derrick James got 2 heart transplant patients in his camp. And he got 2 guys who got real heart. So it's like, I
just hate to hear AJ talk, man. He talk like he's part of a code or some shit. You know, the mind is something. You know, this is up here, it can really break you down. And you're just like, bro, man, get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, he was talking to Hellenius, like, "Are you serious, mate? You want to do this here? We gonna fight one way or another." I was like, dude, bro. My God.
I mean, I can't get through one of his interviews, bro, because it's just like, man, he's just so lame. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's the English accent. I don't know. I don't know.
Man, Wilder hit his ass. He gonna have a Southern accent. What's up, y'all?
I'll tell you one thing. If he walk in there with that bullshit with Deontay Wilder, he could get knocked out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I just think mentally he's not strong, you know what I'm saying, as a fighter. I don't think it's his skills. I think it's his mind. I think he's just not cut from that cloth. You know, certain fighters are just, you know, they can go in there and they could take it and they could dish it out. And I think AJ, he just so afraid of, I think he suffered from panic attacks or anxiety or some shit, like some kind of shit like that, you know. And when he gets in that ring, he just worried about everything that can go wrong, instead of just letting it all hang out like he used to. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see that monster in him, man. I really don't.
Right. It's like everybody calling me this damn morning. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to call me this morning. It's like
it's Eddie Hearn calling me. Talking about that he's playing around with his boy.
Eddie Hearn.
Hello, pool guy.
Jonathan Park says, when you stay out of it, and when you have fans who keep your dick in their mouth all the time, they will say things that like it wasn't hard. Yeah, no doubt. What's going on, Eric? He says not only is Derrick James taking on too much his stable in the stable, he also works a full-time job on top of that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That's that old school shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, that's like a nigga that's working out and still smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. You know, you're trying to eat organic food and trying to, you still smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just that old school shit. You know, you got to keep a job, nigga. Nigga, you better go train these guys. I don't know what he's getting paid or their finances, but you know, you got to be a full-time trainer. You know, so especially when you got, world, top athletes like Errol Spence Jr., Charlo, and you got these names, bro. You shouldn't be working a full-time job. It's taken away from what you could be given to these fighters. I like Derrick James. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I like Derrick James. I like what he brings to boxing. I like his cool, calm temperament, but he needs help. You know what I'm saying? These guys need to be working on their shit. You know what I'm saying? They need to be working on their skills, their craft, while they're, while they're in between fights. They can't just be chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And it takes a trainer to be up on them, somebody they respect.
Exactly. Instead of being one of these trainers, well, I don't see them till they come back to the gym and then we just start training. No, bro, you got to be in their head. A trainer is a coach. He's a motivator. You know what I'm saying? I like his relationships with the guys, but he's got to stay on top of them to stay active. And that's a big part of boxing.
Yeah. Staying active.
I always say, like, me, I was a basketball star, and when you go out there, you can't just skip practice like Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Iverson was different. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out there, you got to practice on your shit because that layup ain't automatic no more. If you're off that court for 15, 16 months and you go out there, that damn 3-pointer ain't pure like that. You can't, when you practice, you don't even have to look at the goddamn goal to hit that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because you done jack that thing up so much, it's automatic. It's muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? Because you out there, you're active. You know what I'm saying? But when you come off 15 months and you try to go out there and do something and break a move, bro, that first game gonna be horrible. That first, second, third game, until maybe you may have to wait 3 days of playing before you get your form back. You know what I'm saying? But in boxing, once your form is off, you getting beat up, bro. You getting dogged out if you fight, especially if you fight somebody who's been playing, you know what I'm saying, the entire time. You going against somebody you better than, but they've been active. So they going around, they crossing over on your ass, the timing. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker doing what they call a finger rolls on your ass from half court and shit.
Gervin in that bed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you say you better than this nigga, man. But you
know what they say. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Yep.
That shit is real. It's real.
Especially if somebody is more talented than you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody got just as much talent or more talent than you, you got to be on your A game. You got to be sharp. And that's something Jermell was saying in the interview with Sway. He was saying it's all about sharpness. It's all about, saying his footwork and speed. He didn't use those exact words, but that's what he was saying. Like, his whole team and their mindset is to all add in to what it's going to take to beat Canelo. And I'm just like, I'm like, why Derrick James? Is he coming up with game plans or what? I just want to know how they can't work. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't be hearing nothing about no game plan from Derrick James. You don't be hearing, the specifics from Derrick James. You don't watch tape until it's time to fight and all this kind of shit. Before you just thought it was some genius shit he was breaking down. But now it's just kind of like, after seeing EJ get whipped on, he's like, damn, man, it's like, what are you doing, bro? It's like, are you like really, taking time to come up with a great game plan for these guys? Or are you in there just going on like a template, saying, well, hit the bag, get this amount of sparring in. What is this process, bro? Because it's looking a little shaky now for me. You know what I'm saying? Because especially with all this extra activity he got going on in this camp, can he really spread himself thin like that? No, bro, get you some help. You know what I'm saying? Get you some other mind. Get another perspective on the fight, because you definitely didn't have shit covered in that Bud Crawford fight. You didn't plan for each scenario. You know what I'm saying? Even if you didn't think EJ was going to have his best night, you didn't have a game plan for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just went out there and let that man go out there and you know what I'm saying, just get decimated. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know how much of that is Derrick James or how much of that is EJ, but I would definitely like to know, because I'm confused. And I don't want to see that happen to Jermell Charlo. Go in there with no game plan, go in there not at his best, you know what I'm saying, against Canelo Alvarez. I need to see his mindset, you know what I'm saying, get ironclad. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see. What's going on, Eric? He says AJ is manufactured champion, masquerading as a real fighter, no identity, just trying not to lose again every time he's in the ring. That's what I feel too. I feel the same way.
100%.
Profound dreams. I'm not giving up medical or retirement benefits to train a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, we don't know. See, you know, when we put it in that kind of perspective, I mean, now this is just me. You know, if you got two top guys making millions of dollars, you're thinking, you know, Derek James is getting the same. You know, he's getting something. You know, he's getting. He should be a millionaire too.
What is it? I forgot how much percentage it was that, you know, traditionally the trainer get.
I don't know.
They do get a percentage.
But I'm not. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you got an undisputed guy, you had a guy who was unified 3 times, 3 belts, and you've been with the guy for 15 years, you know what I'm saying? You know, you should be good, bro. And then you invest your money. You know what I'm saying? But if training is the thing that made you rich, you know, why would you stick with a job? You know what I'm saying? You know, why would you stick with a job? You know, if I trained Steve-O right here and he became, you know what I'm saying, the champion of the world, and I'm his trainer, you know what I'm saying, he paid me, you know what I'm saying, those are medical benefits right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take those millions of dollars that he passed down to me, and I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, multiply that, because you can't really make that on a job. You know, you can't make, you know what I'm saying, $5 million, $3 million, you know what I'm saying, over 15 years, you know what I'm saying, just working a job. You know what I'm saying? I think that psychologically they got us locked in on a job being the thing that's going to save us, and it's not. It's just we're just working poor. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And you're only as good as your health anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're only as good as your health. You know. Let me see. Jonathan
go ahead. Read the question.
Jonathan Park says, I think it's because he respects Canelo. I hope he don't take too much respect in the ring with him. That's what I'm talking about, Jonathan. That's what I'm talking about too. Zacharias B says, DJ just want them to be the best version of themselves. And I want the same thing, but I just hope that this taking on so much responsibility, you know, certain fighters need certain things from their coaches, and attention is a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? Having your coach attention, you know, because he was talking about how Derek James was talking about how, you know, he felt EJ, you know what I'm saying, his loss, and it was still with him, but he couldn't concentrate on it. You know, so he had to move on to the AJ fight. He had to move on back to New York. He had to move on instead of, you know, this is their first loss, bro. You know what I'm saying? You've been with this guy for 15 years. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have time. You know what I'm saying? For this dude that brought you up to this point as a trainer of the year. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know what the dynamics is between Errol Spence Jr. and Derek James, but, you know, you need to take the time out. Fuck all that, bro. Take the time out. Get you a team so you can spend time with your fighter. You know what I'm saying? To say, okay, y'all discuss the fight. Even though it's kind of weird how they really don't say that much to each other. You know what I'm saying? From what he was saying, you know, they worked the whole year together and really talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Paul, man, it was something I saw. And, you always look for clues and things. And Errol was on something, and he was like, I don't really watch much film. And I saw Derek James on something separate, and he said he don't really watch much film. I'm like, man, do you know how much knowledge Mike Tyson got from sitting watching film with Cuss and Teddy Atlas all night? Look at how he slips the jab and gets him. You know, you learn stuff from just watching film and talking and discussing somebody, and you can see those little tweaks that he drops it down after the second jab. You know, you can see little things that can help you in the fight. Like, okay, okay, next time I'm gonna catch him. And those, I mean, that was alarming to me. You know, just like,
me
you don't
too.
really watch. film.
Right. I was shocked. I
watched boxing matches from the 80s.
Yeah. I was shocked too. I was like, bro, what is he talking about, bro? He don't watch film like that. I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. It's just, until you take a loss, you don't really question a man's methods. And I know a fighter can't win them all, but it's the way you lose is the problem.
Yeah, he didn't give himself the best opportunity to win that fight on a lot of different levels. But hopefully he can. I don't know. Like you said, with Showtime, they might not want that fight. They might not want to pay them like $45 million split between them to see that again. So,
but it's another thing. We're boxing fanatics. You know what I'm saying? It may not be as big to them as it is to us. You know what I'm saying? Because once you build yourself up to a certain point where you can have access to that kind of money, they just want to make that, get that money under their belt, so they're good. You know what I'm saying? To make that money grab. You know what I'm saying? So, but to us, we're just like legacy, and we're worried about how it looks on the boxer's record. What what kind of fame and glory these fighters can get. But to them, maybe because the grind is so hard for so long, they're just happy to have the opportunity to become multimillionaires, you know what I'm saying, and to add that to their purse, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just kind of wondering, where does all that kind of sit, you know what I'm saying, to me, because I'm just like, wow, bro. It's like if that would have been me, and I'm saying like I would have been preparing. I would have been like Sean Porter preparing for Errol Spence Jr. Nigga, I would have been. You would have seen me, rock climbing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You would have seen me
out there with the Drago.
Yeah, yes, sir, bro. I would have been like I would have been like that nigga on The Last Dragon, nigga. You would seen them hands and shit multiplying like Bruce Lee and shit. By the time I'm done training, my hands would have been like Bruce Lee and shit, rotating and shit. I'm like, man, I just don't understand why he wasn't ready. It's like, bro. So I don't know. It's a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could run my ass down. They probably would just throw my ass up out the gym. Cause I've been like, bro, what the hell happened, bro? They probably would throw my ass out the gym and say, man, I don't know you like that.
Man,
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I'm cool kind of boxing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know me. You know, for sure.
You should have a secret handshake by now. How much y'all been holding that Shark Tank down, man? Y'all been holding that Shark Tank down. Y'all coming at now. Y'all be got me.
2 Robinson 24. He says all this questioning when Errol wasn't in the shape to perform. He says Errol wouldn't have been able to execute what they're asking him to do. Could be. You might be right. 2 Robinson 24. You might be right. This is George Curry. He says EJ looked like his depth perception is off. He says last fight, it seems like it takes rounds before he gets proper distance. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from being outside that ring. George Curry. When you outside that ring, it's important to stay. Something as small as being inactive can kill you in boxing. But my thing is, this is the problem. They should know this by now. This is something that's like a simple thing to make an adjustment for. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that your fighter is in shape and sharp to be able to take this fight. That's just something I'm disappointed about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm wondering, is it something wrong with EJ? Is he just fading as a fighter? You know what I'm saying? Well, is it something else? Because they keep kind of alluding to shit, and I kind of just want to know. I just wish they would come out and say, my man is kind of breaking down or whatever, or he just was just drained. I just wish they would just tell, what's going on, but they don't want to fuck up the next rematch.
No, they ain't gonna fuck up that gambling.
They don't want to fuck up the next rematch, and it's like I can understand that there's another bag to get between these fighters because people are still interested in it. Let's see. Zach B says EJ had 16 months to get his game plan together, and that's what they came up with. Exactly, Zach B. Well, like my man said, George Curry, like he probably just couldn't execute, bro. He just can't operate That's why I keep bringing up Devin Haney at 135. So once you're done with it, your body's done with the division. So you can't do nothing else with it. You know what I'm saying? And he just they waited too long to get it on for EJ to be effective. But that's what I believe. Jermaine Wood says Spence needs to bring in another trainer for him and Frank Martin. And I think Derek James needs help too. So I think he needs help. So these guys, once he give them the game plan, they can keep working on it with other different guys. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's transitioning from offense to defense, whether it's working with those shield guys, just like Bud was doing. You know what I'm saying? And then he had one of the best slick boxers to work against. You know what I'm saying? With what's his name? Stevenson, right? Stevenson. He's talking a whole lot of shit right now on Twitter, and anybody who will listen to him, he's talking a lot of shit. He's really holding Bud nuts down right now. He's holding. He got his hand cuffed, talking shit to anybody who thought that EJ. Before he wouldn't even give an answer, bro. When they asked him the question, don't ask me about that fight. You know what I'm saying? It's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But now he's talking mad shit to anybody that will listen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I told you, Bud, Bud's the best and da-da-da-da-da-da. And, you know what I'm saying? But before the fight, it was a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? It was, saying, don't ask me about that fight. Saying, I don't know. The best man will win and all this shit. Trying to be, saying, trying to be neutral, But now he's acting like he was, he knew who was going to win all the time. So I just hate niggas like that.
Man, stop the cap, man. I got stop the cap, man. I'm coming in, goddamn Team Fishnet. that man been picked Crawford, man. Come on, man.
Man, go back and watch the film, man. Go back and watch the tape.
I'm looking at something right now for July 23rd. He's picking him over there, man. Man, that's his dog, man. Even if he didn't bet on him, he picking him.
No, but he ain't going in like he's going right now. He's trying to find everybody who picked against Bud and saying he's putting them on blast and everything. So come on, man. Zach B says if Jermell fights in September, then what time does DJ have to give Errol to fight by December? Shaking my head. You know what I'm saying? So well, that fight ain't gonna get set up for a while. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about coming down to fight Bud, he got to lose the weight. You know what I'm saying? He's got to beat Canelo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got to see what other opportunities. And another thing I wanted to bring up about Jermell Charlo is he got slapped by Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't talking about that. He got slapped by Caleb Plant. He got to get that back.
No, that was Maul. But he got slapped by Hurd.
No. This was at the Errol Spence Jr. This was behind when they were doing the weigh-in. And
that was his brother. That wasn't Mel. That was Maul.
That was Maul? I thought that was Mel.
That was Maul got slapped. Yeah.
I thought that was Mel that got slapped. I keep getting them goddamn boy confused.
I know him now about who got slapped. That's when I really started realizing which one was which.
I thought that was Mel that got slapped. My bad.
No, Mel got slapped by Hurd when he said somebody's wife at the fight.
No, I know that. I know that, but I thought that was Mel that got slapped and stuff. I don't know. Them boys, them goddamn twins, they had you fucked up. He says, Eric Ross says, we assume that Errol and these other elite fighters are paying their trainers. He said, I wouldn't want my trainer working a full time if he's supposed to be preparing me for the biggest fight. And see, these are like simple common sense things. You know what I'm saying? These are simple common sense things, you know what I'm saying? I'm like just taken back by the fact that Derek James is working a full-time job, bro. Like I said, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I would, like you say, Eric R., if that was me, I would give my trainer $2 million, $3 million, just so he can, you know what I'm saying, concentrate on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know their relationship. Sometimes we just assume that they're closer than we think. You know what I'm saying? But they actually ain't. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know the dynamics of their relationship. He said he should prepare EJ for Bud to only fight as a southpaw. Prepare Errol to fight for Bud only fight as a southpaw. I don't think it's his skills. I just think he just he wasn't himself. He didn't have the access to his stamina, his work rate. You know what I'm saying? To be himself at that weight class. You know what I'm saying? I think once you drain, you pretty much fucked up in the game, bro. You just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been sick and tried to, go out there on the court or anything to try to perform, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? You're just not gonna be able to perform at your best. You know. He says, Jonathan Park says, yeah, AJ was as timid as a virgin. Yeah, man. You know, that's why I keep standing. Why? How you gonna be 6'6", full of muscles, and you fight like Scooby Doo? You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's more than it's not.
Yeah, he said that was Jermell that got said. I thought that was Jermell, man. You know what I'm saying? I keep getting their names mixed up, you know what I'm saying? God damn. That was Jermell that got slapped.
That's why I'm here, man. I got you back.
Well, I be getting them confused, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, truthfully, that's when I started realizing which one it was, because I was like, but one of them got slapped.
Yeah,
that was
That makes a lot more sense because I was disappointed. I said, damn, Jermell got his ass slapped. He didn't do shit. I was kind of like looking at his ass sideways. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't seem like that goes with his personality. But that makes sense now if that was Jermell. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Jermell, he let shit slide. You know what I'm saying? He let shit slide. But Jermell, he's that crazy cousin, that crazy cousin that if you go down to the hood, so you get into it with somebody, that cousin that's gonna be with you. You know what I'm saying? He's ready for it, you know what I'm saying? He's 100% ready for the fight. You know, so that's Jermell right there. That's Jermell. Damn. Oh.
Yeah, man. They be writing them at them checks they add can't carry.
He says, Poole, if Charlo wins, how do you think they would treat Derek? You know, so how would you think they would treat Derek? Charlo win, I think I think they would give him all the praise, but they're gonna try to downplay it because they don't like those twins. You know, their reputation, you know what I'm saying, as far as being PBC fighters, as far as being Al Heyman fighters, they don't want them guys to blow up. So anything associated with the PBC, I think they're gonna downplay it, even though Derek was trainer of the year. I think they're gonna try to downplay the respect for Derek James because you saw Antonio Tarver come out and talk all kind of shit about Derek James. I was like, he couldn't wait for Derek James. You know how you see some black people, they can't wait for you to fall. You know what I'm saying? So they could criticize you. And I saw that in Antonio Tarver, the way he was talking about Derek James. That shit was sickening, bro. You know, that shit pissed me off. And I think Derek James is going to get a lot of pushback. You know what I'm saying? Even though especially if Jermell loses this fight, you know what I'm saying? They're going to use that as an opportunity to attack Derek James. They're going to really give it to him, man. Having.
Oh yeah, they've been circling too. So
they're gonna really give it to him, man. You know, AJ kind of escaped one because he looked real rickety. He looked real rickety in that.
They fight. Know AJ done, man. AJ, he ain't. He never was the goods. You know, he was just a good hype dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think too. 2 Cents Bond says, I don't want to see AJ and Wilder fight. I don't see AJ having a chance. Me neither. You know what I'm saying? That was a fight. 2018. In 2018, that was a good fight because AJ had that hype train behind him, and you know, what I'm saying, nobody saw that timid side behind AJ. But he was still.
That you remember Paul that when I was like, man, I'm Wilder killed this. I told you back then. I'm like, man, he can't go nowhere near Wilder. He get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he got a psychological block when it comes to Wilder. He really afraid of Wilder. You know what I'm saying? he afraid of that power, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? It shows in the way what he put Wilder through when they were, you know what I'm saying, fresher and more in their prime, closer to their prime. It just showed. I mean, now that they're on the other side, he should have been fought Wilder, bro, but he stayed away from Wilder for years and years and years, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, he wouldn't even let Wilder come to his fights. That's how scared this nigga.
That was so lame. When
I mean,
went all the way there and couldn't get in. They wouldn't let him in the stadium.
Yeah, they had security.
That was so
anytime you got security to make sure Wilder don't show up to a fight. This nigga got some mad anxiety, bro, problems. I'm talking about the boy is a basket case, you know. And I've never seen champions, you know, heavyweight champions like that. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of heavyweight champions that had mental problems, like what's his name? Michael that fought with Teddy Atlas. What was his name? Michael Moore. Michael Moore. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, crazy motherfuckers like that. But you know, Michael Moore, he was never afraid to fight. He was just crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying?
And Teddy Atlas like, you're gonna cry when you get home. Like,
right.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, you remember when he took the damn bench up out, he wouldn't let Michael Moore sit down. and Teddy Atlas sat in the damn in the little bench and made him stand up and shit. I was like, oh my God. But Michael Moore went out that next round and knocked out his opponent. I forgot who he was fighting. Right. See what I'm saying?
Man, I forgot who he was fighting too. But that was before he won the belt, right?
I don't remember the exact circumstance. I just remember Michael. You know, you had to do all this wild shit to get him motivated to fight his best. And
he was like, you're gonna cry because you didn't give your best.
Right. You know, you're gonna wake up. You know, Teddy gonna give your ass a lecture. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror and you're gonna hate the man you're staring at. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give you one of those
run up the hill, man.
Yeah, he's gonna give you the one of these long ass lectures. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
I don't like Teddy's opinion, but I really like Teddy as a trainer, man. That's who I feel like all trainers should be like when it comes to motivating you in that corner.
He's kind of like Mickey from Rocky, you know. This guy will kill you inside of 3 rounds.
3 rounds, eating great.
You know what I'm saying?
Chopping your ass off.
I love you, champ, but you ain't shit.
You got the worst jab I've ever seen. God, dog, man. Oh man, but you need that though. I mean, I was kind of looking for that when in the fight with Spence and Crawford. I was like, hey man, come on now, like yo, hey man, get that man something, like, cause he you could tell he was lost and he needed something. Like, hey man, wake up. I don't see some of them get shot in that corner. Like, hey, wake up.
Well, for me, I just seen that he didn't have the strength, he didn't have the balance, he didn't have. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't himself. His reaction time wasn't there. He was rusty. It was all of it. And I was like, see, and that's how you could tell something was wrong, because how EJ gonna be your easiest fight, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it just really, because of the end result, it looked that way. But with a lot of it, you know, he came ready to play, man. Like he was ready. He was 100% ready to go.
Yeah, but if you got another opponent that's ready too, it'll show.
Yeah.
It'll show. Even if they but 1 round, EJ couldn't give him 1 round. Come on,
He didn't.
He couldn't give you 1 round. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
EJ
we'll never know.
EJ ain't that type of fighter where you just gonna beat his ass all the rounds, bro. Come on now. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Something was off as hell. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, you know, it just, you know, I was like, no, you know, so something else is going on. And then they're kind of alluding to it when he said, you know, something, it's private, you know, I think it was Sway. He was saying, what could EJ have done differently to win that fight? He said, well, man, you know, it's private. It's something, you know, that's private. So I just wish I knew what that was, and it's kind of eating me up, because I want to know, you know what I'm saying? What, you know, did you go into this fight knowing my man wasn't, you know, 100%? Was it real injuries from, you know, what was it?
It was something, man. It truthfully, you know.
I just want to know.
We can only give a guess. My guess is, and my thing, I was like, yo, I would probably like to get that training camp up out of Texas, like get all the way out of Texas. You go somewhere you ain't got nobody.
I think if you spent your whole career being successful at doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. You know, so I think it was just something physically or something that just didn't come together.
But he fighting Drago though, man. You know what I'm saying? You fighting Drago, so we gotta change this up. We ain't really stay here, man. We finna shovel some coal, man.
You say, you know, a nigga gotta have a Sprite before the fight. You know what I'm saying? nigga gotta have some damn Pedialyte before the fight. You know what I'm saying? He said 2 cents about why I have never heard EJ seem a little unstable. Yeah, you know, when you listen to AJ, he sounds like a broadcaster, or he sounds like a motivational speaker. He seemed fake, you know what I'm saying, when he talks.
Man, they should strike him from the record books of ever holding the belt.
Bro, it made me so upset when they gave AJ
mouthpiece out to give the belts up, man. Come on, it's a warrior sport, man. I rate that with Ryan Garcia, like, oh man, that liver shot ain't hurt that bad. I see a 14-year-old girl get up from harder liver shot than that, man. Yeah, like, come on, man. Like some of these dudes, we gotta call what they is. They not boxers. They Jake Paul with a little bit more training.
So let's see, 2 cent boxer pool. Do you feel like Spence should tell his fans something? I don't think he can, because his whole reputation is about, you know, not making excuses and stuff like that. But my thing is, on his side, it's his responsibility to make sure he gives himself the best chance to win the fight. And, you know what I'm saying, I think because of the $30 million, he went for it because they were able to generate that kind of money. And that's life-changing money. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know how we are. Black people are some of the most practical people. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, you know, if you can make $30 million, it don't matter who wins. You know what I'm saying? If you're thinking practically, you know what I'm saying? We got a chance to make this kind of money. And really, I don't even know. I mean, I just think the pot was so big that, you know what I'm saying, that he just went for it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care. You know, this was a fight that could generate those kind of dollars. And, you know, he went for it. I mean, I wish he would tell the fans what was going on. And 2 cent boxing, I think it's going to come out, you know, whatever it was. You know, somehow these things tend to come to light. Just like when Hearn said that his legs were tired in the Hagler fight, that came out, you know, just from watching the film, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is another one of those deals where what's going on behind the scenes is going to come out. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to come out, you know. But do I wish EJ say something to the people? Yeah, but I think that would hurt his reputation. I think, you know, and plus it would hurt him going into the rematch with Crawford. So I think they don't want to say anything about that because they want this money to be generated for the next fight. As long as he got Crawford or a possibility of fighting Crawford next, you're not going to hear anything. He's not going to tell his fans anything, you know what I'm saying? If he did sustain an injury in sparring, then people will be speculating that Errol Spence Jr. career is almost over because you're starting to break down in sparring. But every fighter has expiration date. You know, nobody stays the same. Nobody stays the same, you know what I'm saying, 100% of the time. As much as I despise Bud Crawford for staying out of, you know, the fray, it might have been a smart move. You know what I'm saying? Not to take those battles and get broken down. Might have been a smart move on his side. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people who, you know, especially in this sport where, you know, you want to think that your favorite fighter is the best gladiator. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you want the gladiator to fight all the, what is that tapping shit? You want to think, it might be my shit, you know what I'm saying? But you want to think that your gladiator, you know what I'm saying, is the best gladiator in the world. You know what I'm saying? And that he taking on all comers, but boxing ain't like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Where they're taking on all comers, you know. It's a strategic thing now. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Profile. Let me see. What you said. 2 Cent. 2 Cent says. He says that's the most suspicious thing about the fight. He said it was Crawford's easiest fight. EJ would have lost all his fights if that's how he fought. And I think most people understand that it wasn't as much what Crawford did. It's about what EJ couldn't do in the ring is physically. You know what I'm saying, at that weight. And you know we so used to seeing Errol Spence Jr. overcome these big obstacles, the car crash, eye retina surgery, being out of the ring. He's always had these long layoffs, you know what I'm saying, and been able to overcome, you know what I'm saying, any you know what I'm saying, any shortcomings that he, you know, might have had and be able to pick it up. But, you know what I'm saying, when you're fighting the best, you know what I'm saying, you got to be at your best or you're at a disadvantage, you know what I'm saying? So I think we were able to see one time he couldn't overcome all the obstacles, you know what I'm saying, not taking a tune up. You got to get all that shit in, you know what I'm saying, to be sharp, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, we want to see the fighters at the tip top at their best, not just to get a win because somebody, you know, strategically was better than you. You know what I'm saying? You know, as far as, you know, be it preparing for the weight and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to see two fighters in their prime. I want to see them, you know what I'm saying, both tip top and see who wins. That way, you know, you have more pride in what you're watching. You know what I'm saying? So Profound Dreamer says, he says, according to the contract details released to the media, Spence has until Monday to activate the rematch. You think it'll happen? Well, something's going on. That's why I say, you know, because he already said that he'd take the rematch. Now, it's going to look bad. It's something that's going on if EJ don't take the rematch. You know what I'm saying? It's something deeper. It's something that's either neurologically, something where he's not going to be the same if he don't take the fight. You know, so to take this rematch. Or maybe it's just that they don't think it's too close to the fight, you know, so because that's a quick turnaround. You know, he's got to heal from the beating that he took. Then he's got to prepare for another training camp. It might be just a little bit too close, you know what I'm saying, for this fight to happen. You know, EJ took a lot of damage in this fight. And maybe that's what Crawford wanted, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that this rematch, you know, don't happen. So I hope that EJ, he said he's going to take the rematch. And we'll see, you know what I'm saying? But if he don't, I think that would be revealing that it's something else going on with Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? Either he just took a beating that was just too bad to heal from to take that fight this close, or, you know what I'm saying? You know, maybe he just don't want the rematch. Maybe he's going to retire. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe he might retire, because if you debilitating, if you started to, you know, saying break down that bad, then you a second fight you're playing with your life.
Yeah.
You don't want to play with your life against a killer like Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If there's any weakness, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. LSX Noah, he says still ain't heard from activating that clause, getting word. Well, don't get worried. Maybe that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to see EJ lose his life in the ring. You see what I'm saying?
At all.
You see that? As much as I love boxing, I don't want to see nobody lose their life over this sport. It's a cool little sport. I love it. It's one of my favorite sports. But I want to see people, you know, go on to have production. I don't want them to be like Gerald McClellan. And I don't know if y'all remember that fighter, but he was along with Roy Jones Jr. back then, and he got hit by Nigel Benn, who was on steroids. You know what I'm saying? He was another little black ass dude. You know what I'm saying? You know, so he look black. You gotta watch. He look black, motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He was another little black ass dude that was on steroids, that beat the head, that hit Cleveland upside the head, and he was never the same, bro. Now he's like a quadriplegic, you know what I'm saying? He half blind, he can't see. He you know, he could barely, you know what I'm saying, speak, functional, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. If you see him today, he's just jacked up, man. And he was one of the most dangerous fighters I've ever seen in the ring. He beat Julian Jackson twice, bro. Beat him twice. You know what I'm saying? And nobody beats Julian Jackson like that. You know, Julian Jackson was a bad motherfucker, boy. And let me tell you something. And Clinton made that shit look easy. He made it look easy, bro. And he went over there and fought Nigel Ben, and you know, saying Ben, he passed out before he could take the piss test. You know, saying they started carrying him out, and he passed out, so they wouldn't take the piss test. You know, and that nigga cold with it, bro. So
oh man,
and so he passed out. So they took him to the hospital so he could dodge that piss test. You know what I'm saying? So.
So we're gonna take blood now. Oh,
right. So you know, back then they wasn't hard on it like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to get by. But we don't want him to end. We don't want EJ to end up. You know what I'm saying? I want him to play with that little Popeye boy that he always carrying around. You know what I'm saying? That little spoiled ass kids. You know what I'm saying? You tell them kids, boy, they having a good time. They on a farm. They got the horses, nigga. They got chickens. You know what I'm saying? EJ love them kids, bro. I want to see him be able to play with his kids. You know, Crawford a good dad too. Look like it. You know what I'm saying? He you know, I'll be seeing a little footage of him wrestling, you know what I'm saying, with their dad. I know they get tired of their daddy grabbing them and shit and folding them up. And you know, which is cool, you know what I'm saying, to have an active dad that has the time, you know what I'm saying, to put into these kids. As fathers, you know what I'm saying, I want to see both of these guys healthy. Especially EJ, you know what I'm saying, because he worked hard and he gave us what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? He gave us some of the best fights. Fighting, you know what I'm saying, Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, going down the line, Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying, even the Mikey Garcia fight was good. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see him be healthy, you know what I'm saying, as a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying, because he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good guy. You know, I mean, it's Go ahead.
And I want to give credit to, you know, because since I'm on the other side, you know, I'm just playing, but no, I just want to give credit to Bud too for, you know, not downplaying. You know, how somebody be like, "Oh man, that was easy work," but you know, he always gave Errol the credit for making the fight happen, because we all know that, you know, folks lie all the time, especially in boxing.
Yeah, he ain't doing that because he was with Victor Conte. That's why he doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's why he doing that, because Victor Conte, he know what he did, fucker. He know what he did. You know what I'm saying? You can't feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you would did that shit the natural way, I would be like, yeah, I beat this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, but when these niggas, you know, come on now. Yeah, you know that motherfucker don't hit that hard. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker don't move like that. You don't get faster when you 35, 36. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Even Mayweather wasn't moving like that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're like,
he was Canelo there. He was 35, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Canelo wasn't no. I mean, keep it real. Now, Canelo wasn't no damn fighter like that when he was. Even when they were putting all that hype behind him, I ain't see shit. I didn't see nothing Canelo did special in the ring where I was like, damn, that guy is. You know what I'm saying? That guy is the one. You know what I'm saying?
You know why he looked good? Because Mayweather and Golden Boy and Mayweather were doing joint fights at the time. And he was fighting on the undercard. He was getting so much exposure fighting on Mayweather's undercard for like 3-4 fights that, you know, that's where his buzz come from. But they don't like to give credit. Like Mayweather totally made Canelo. Like,
right.
You know, like Tank made Pitbull. He fight on your undercard for 3-4 fights.
Because you know, if you watch how Canelo fight back then, he was throwing them haymakers back then too. He was throwing them haymakers. Right. And it's like, I was like, bro, I don't see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that anybody like a Sweet Pea, anybody who had any lateral movement was going to beat Canelo. I was like, I just didn't see what everybody else saw. I didn't think he was a threat to Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? It's
like thought Chino would have whooped him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that'd been easy work for Chino.
Shit, Canelo, Cotto would have beat him if he wouldn't have took that beating from Margarito. You know what I'm saying? He would have beat him because Margarito took 6 fights out of Cotto easy. Man,
that
you know what I'm saying? With them
brutal.
With them cast iron fucking
get back though.
Oh yeah, he did, but it wasn't as brutal as it was. You know what I'm saying, as it was on the other side, because he had them cast in his goddamn hands. They said the same thing about Tito Trinidad. You know what I'm saying, about them hand wraps and shit. So there's a lot of dirty stuff that goes on in boxing behind the scenes when it comes to being competitive on that night. That you got to be your
but
best.
They will cheat you. Well, you gotta have that. You gotta have your water in a lock container.
Yeah, it's almost like you got to quarantine these guys to make sure there's no dirty shit going on, and you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to, especially when the hype finally gets around the fight, and the people start picking their sides, and the build-up start happening. You got to watch these. You got to watch everything. You got to watch the water. You got to watch the food. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch the hand wraps. And if you don't have a team in place, you know what I'm saying, like Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, who's got one of the best. Mayweather's one of the best when it comes to catching anything, nigga. If you got a needle in your drawers, nigga, Mayweather gonna catch it. Nigga, what you do with them needles in your drawers, nigga?
Look at who he had. He had Roger. He had Daddy watching. He had Nate Jones watching. I don't count Leonard. Leonard can smell anything that's coming. But
because when they caught those gloves that Madonna had, and that shit ain't had no pad, they was like, hell to the no, nigga. Hell to the no.
Not happening. And that was smart because Madonna finna come in there with them MMA gloves and try to get them up out of there.
Like he did with Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Adrian Broner was a fool talking shit and not paying attention to what he needed to pay attention to.
He didn't see monster in the damn closet.
You saw Derek James. You saw Derek James go across the ring and slyly touched them gloves. See what was happening.
He ain't slyly. He grabbed them gloves. He was looking like he had saw a damn ghost. I'm like, look at DJ, man. I think you need to cut that junk out there, James.
Hey, man.
Let him hold it too. Hey.
One thing about Derek James, he old school. He's unapologetic. He knows the old tricks and stuff. But see, when you operate on the honor system, and your opponent is operating by any means necessary, nigga, you got to get with it. You know what I'm saying? So, because if they get away with it, guess what? It didn't happen. It didn't happen in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Margarito, he didn't give a damn that he busted up Cotto once they find out. He was like, so what? He was like, so what? So what? You know what I'm saying? And that really pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? Because he hurt a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, with them damn cast iron gloves and shit. Let me see. Jonathan Parr says, wow, DJ has a full-time job. So what kind of job is he doing? He's got these world champions and world-class boxers. He's been training. How much money is he really getting paid? Wow, I thought boxing was his main job. I don't even know. It's so much. It's so little knowledge on what a relationship is. You would think that Derek James would be watching over everything, you know what I'm saying, that he was this type of high detailed type person, you know what I'm saying, but he's only human, you know what I'm saying, you can only do so much. Sometimes a trainer can get you so far, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes, either you add or you subtract, you know what I'm saying, what's it take you to the next level, you know what I'm saying, and, you know what I'm saying, I think a Virgil Hunter would do Errol Spence Jr. good too. Somebody who got that kind of mindset. Somebody to add a mind to his team. Somebody like a Virgil Hunter or a Barry Hunter. Somebody who's inside a box. A trainer's trainer to add to his team, to add some perspective. You know what I'm saying? But they so arrogant down there in Texas. They think they could do. That's one thing about Texans. They think they could do everything by themselves. You know what I'm saying? They shit like Pecos Bill and shit. You know what I'm saying? That the legendary Pecos Bill, you know what I'm saying, where, you're an individual that can, make your own path across the landscape of America. And you're going to need some help, bro. You need different perspectives and different minds to help you train, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why I wish they would have kept Blu-ray in the camp, you know what I'm saying? Because at least, physically we would have known where EJ, was at, instead of doing this, changing these different strengthening training people, stick with what you know, that help you be successful, you know what I'm saying? He says, 2 Cent Boxer says, Poole, what do you think about Crawford calling out Canelo. How can people think Bud can beat Canelo but not Charlo? Well, people do think he could beat Charlo, and a lot of people think he could beat. I think he could beat Canelo. I don't think much of Canelo. I just think Canelo is a very hype. He's a very smart fighter. You could tell by the way he moves that now he's in decline. I think people see that Canelo ain't fighting the same. He don't have access to the same abilities that he had before. He's not moving that head. You know what I'm saying? He's not hitting as hard. But what they don't understand about Canelo is that Canelo will take that power energy pill on your ass, and he'll become a different fighter on you. On fight night, that nigga be, you know what I'm saying, he'll be throwing 100 punches around and shit if he have to.
And don't take no deep breath.
Mm-hmm. That nigga won't blink. That nigga stop blinking on your ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? You be like, God damn. It's like shit, you know what I'm saying? And he'll pass every damn drug test. You know, even if that nigga got caught, they'd be like, Canelo the best. God damn it. You know, he just beat your ass and you just mad. You know what I'm saying? It's like they give him a pass, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. He has the pop. Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I see a lot of similarities there. I ain't gonna say that though. Let you go ahead. Go ahead, man.
I see the same. I call Bud the Black Canelo.
Oh, wow. Hey, man.
Because you know you pick who you want to fight. You know what I'm saying? At the time that you want to fight, you know what I'm saying? It's like instead of just letting boxing, you know, dictate. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you guys supposed to fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I told you your boy didn't want them Jordan 3s a year or two ago. You ain't listening. I said you get all them Jordans you want. Why he want them 3s?
He said two cents. I said I thought Canelo was going to get Floyd problems. I didn't think he was going to get problems. Because for one, Canelo wasn't popular like that. You know, he was popular amongst the Mexican fans because they needed a hero. You know,
because who he had beat right before that? Austin Trout.
Yeah, you saw that. If you saw that Lara and Austin Trout fight, he was like, this dude for the lose. This dude for get his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look. He's supposed to run those fights back because both those fights were controversial. You know,
because he just hurt Lara. He didn't knock. I mean, not Lara, but he just hurt Trout. Right? He didn't knock him out.
What he did was he knocked Trout down, and that was the difference in the fight. Anytime he had controversial fights, it was a close fight, and that's not going to cut it against Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you don't run those fights back and separate yourself, and this is my opinion, if you don't separate yourself, you know what I'm saying, and he never separated himself. He had a close fight with Cotto. Yeah, you know, the only person he like really beat shit out of was an old ass Sugar Shane Mosley. And, you know, Sugar Shane was past it by the time he fought Canelo. Even though he did look good against Margarito, he knocked Margarito out because that was the fight where they caught them gloves. That's where Nazim, his coach.
Yeah, Nazim caught it.
Nazim, he caught them damn gloves. He's like, hell to the law. He said, you're not going out here with these bricks. You know what I'm saying?
Nazim was on it. I mean, wasn't that their second time fighting?
What, you talking about Canelo?
Sugar Shane and Margarito, I mean. Because it was one time they fought and Nazim was like, he got on a turtleneck, talking about his short was all the way to there. Wow, laugh.
No, they just fought one time.
Okay, see, but I'm like, yo, was that the fight? They caught him with it though after the fight?
Oh,
like,
I
who
see.
Caught, no, I'm saying who caught Margarito?
That was Nazim Richardson. Nazim caught him. Yeah, he went in there. He said, nah, man, that's some cast. That's that shit when you sweat and them gloves harden up. Nah, nigga, you ain't going in there with that.
And they made him change the wraps before he.
That's right. That's that shit when you sweat on. When you sweat on them, they turn into cast and shit. That's the first time I had heard of some shit like that. I said, I didn't even know they did that, bro.
Oh, but that's an ancient secret.
Jonathan Pastor Jamal all messed up right now. Yeah, you know, he's got those female problems. He's got those female problems right now.
Yeah, he do because he got too much estrogen. That motherfucker.
Well, the thing is, It's not even that. It's just like when stuff going on with your family, you can't, your mind ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't fight when you got stuff going on with your old lady, stuff going on with trying to get your kids, trying to get custody of your kids. And I thought Jermell said too much in that interview. Don't talk about your family shit. You know what I'm saying? In an interview, these people don't know your brother, you know what I'm saying? They don't know you, they talk too damn much. You know what I'm saying? They talk too damn much, I thought that was a little overboard, I mean, I know you're happy about the Canelo fight, but bro, first thing in the black family, you don't tell people what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Shut your mouth, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Even though they put a lot of their shit on social media, you don't want to hear about what's going on, in your personal life. You know what I'm saying? So, Jermell, all we need to know is Jermell is a good fighter. He got a lot going on, but just keep it inside the family, bro, because that's gonna cause a lot of rift too. Man, what you gonna get a call from your brother, nigga? What you talking about, man? How you gonna put that out there? I ain't put that out there. How you gonna put that out there, bro? You know what I'm saying? Shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? You already got my shot to fight Canelo. Now here you are airing out my dirty laundry. So, I don't know. I just kind of felt some kind of way. I know if that was my brother and, telling my business, I would have been on the phone like, nigga, I may have to
been
come
on that
body
like
slam.
Creed, goddamn. What you want a tissue?
Like, bro, I had to come and body slam your ass, nigga. You're like, don't come talking about about the family business. I mean, I know it's competitive against twin. You want to, it be that underscore shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be more fire than your brother, and you got it going on. You know what I'm saying? So, but don't put your family business out there. That's a no. LSX Noah says, he said Florida always had Olympic style testing. Other fighters should if they want a fair shake. And that's all I'm saying, bro. Let's just see these fights, when they at their best. That way we get a true assessment of who is the best in the division. He said he did give Floyd problems, hurt Floyd hands with his face. And my thing is, y'all, see, this is how you know that the machine and the system was behind Canelo, right? Because when you pass the torch, you're supposed to beat the legend ass, right? You know what I'm saying? But he lost and it became the face. How you become the face of boxing and you lose?
But look at Pitbull. Pitbull getting a rematch with Tank because he didn't get knocked out. They really like, but that's their culture though. They uplift their folk where they lose or win, man.
Well, I mean, if this was like, if we was to keep it real, he should be fighting Stevenson, or he should be doing a catch weight with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? For Tank, and I think he'll beat both of those guys. And I think those guys got a chance to beat him. But he should not be rematching no Pitbull. You know what I'm saying?
No,
even though I do want to see that fight, I want to see Tank go out there and knock his ass out. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him knock him in the front row. You know what I'm saying? That would be so goddamn funny, bro. Just to see him go out there and put that. Cause I saw Tank stop putting that power on Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? And Pitbull stopped coming in like he was with all that charge and shit, throwing them haymakers. But Tank hurt his hand. You know what I'm saying? When he hurt, I think he broke his hand or whatever. But he that's when he was applying that power on Pitbull ass. And Pitbull said, "Damn, this motherfucker can hit." You know what I'm saying? And when he saw Tank had that hurt hand, that's when he started really trying to turn on the pressure. But, you know what I'm saying? I think Pitbull, he want that money too. It's money. He's the cash cow. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be an entertaining fight, but it ain't going to be the best fight. You know what I'm saying? I think a Shakur Stevenson fight, who's showing up to kind of be like a jerk, man. He's kind of like a little shithead. You know what I'm saying? He's, from what the fighters are saying about Shakur Stevenson and his personality, like, especially Tank is like really killing him when it comes to, who he is as a person. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's just competitiveness between the guys or whatever, but he says Stevenson, he's the type of person that'll talk shit about you in the media, but behind the scenes, he'll be just trying to placate you and shit.
Took
You know
that picture with him. I was cracking up when I saw that.
Right. I was just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Stevenson, you know, like, bro, you know, I don't know. It's like, you know, you just want these fighters to be true warriors and don't be these you know, soft ass niggas behind the scene, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just kind of crazy, you know, to see Stevenson, you know, trying to act like people are ducking him and shit. You know, you got to fight somebody, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't just go from, you know, fighting these obscure Japanese dudes and you ain't getting in the ring with a Frank Martin. You ain't getting in the ring with, you know, say a Michael Riviera, you know, somebody of a caliber that you think can really fight.
I heard that's what's next, him and Frank Martin. That's what I've been hearing.
And that would make a lot of sense too, because Frank Martin didn't look that good in his last fight.
Yep,
you know
perfect timing.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I hate about boxing. I want to see you when you see somebody in the ring tearing it up, then you want to fight. It's like, yeah, man, that dude is the shit, man. I want to fight him. They're not doing that. They're waiting for you to look bad in the fight and then talking shit. Hey, okay, I want him now. I want him now. No, bro, you know, I don't know. It's just maybe it's just I got that old school type of mentality, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, I want boxing to be back where it was, where, you know, fighters, you know, they look like Jermell Boots Ennis on the way up, and everybody's trying to fight that guy because he's the best. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see people waiting for you to have your worst fight, and then, you know, okay, you know what I'm saying, let's jump in the ring. Let's make the fight now. Let's make the fight now. That's bullshit, bro. Do I think Stevenson is a great talent? Do I think he's exceptional? I do. But I just want him to have that same energy when it comes to, you know, fighters on the way up. You know, saying fight somebody like yourself. You know, Antonio Tarver is a drug cheat. Jonathan Parr said Antonio Tarver is a drug cheat when he was fighting a hater, a jealous type clown. Yeah, you know, and plus, you know, he got a podcast, and I think he'd be trying to generate like controversy, you know, for his podcast. You know, he want motherfuckers to come over there, you know what I'm saying, and watch his podcast, you know. But all he do is brag all fucking day. He's like a damn rap. He's like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, all he do is brag all day about his insight, and like, nigga, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, all you is a hater that just hate from afar. That's about it. He said, Jonathan Parr said, I don't know. I watched Anthony Joshua come up, and he was the goods, in my opinion. After getting knocked out, he got scared. But you know, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as long as you're fighting people that's not on your level, you never know how good you are, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to keep that same energy, you know what I'm saying, when you fight an exceptional opponent, you know what I'm saying, and your mindset, you know what I'm saying, if you think you're the best and you go out there and you challenging the best, that lets me know where your mindset at, you know what I'm saying? Don't be looking for disadvantages, you know what I mean? Don't be looking for advantages in the fight, you know what I'm saying? Fight the guy at their best, not when they're at their worst. You know what I'm saying? And that just tells me a lot about what kind of champion you are. You know what I'm saying? Eric R says that, he's talking to 2 Cent. What's going on, Teach? You know what I'm saying? He says, so what ability does Erspin need to beat Bud? He says, I'm not talking about trainers. What does he need to do? I think that's the problem, Tetch. I think that, you know, we don't know where Errol Spence Jr. is in his career right now, what he's at. You know, we just assume that Errol Spence Jr. is still, you know, say at the peak of his abilities. You know, but let me put it this way. If he was at the peak of his abilities, you know what I'm saying, I would give him the chance of beating Errol Spence Jr. Let's say he had access to his stamina, to his strength, and to his power. And, you know what I'm saying, and having his speed and being able to do what he does in the ring. We still got to see that. You know what I'm saying? We still got to see that. Errol Spence Jr. didn't have none of those things in that Bud Crawford fight. The work rate wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? The balance, you know what I'm saying? The fundamental balance. His jab wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the strength. Even when he got on the inside, you know, his punches were weak. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't look nothing like himself. And saying people want to give all the credit to Bud. That's what happens when you fight Bud Crawford. No, bro, he didn't look like himself. Period. Period. He didn't look like nothing like himself at all. Not even for one round did he look like himself. Just lunging and he was tired after the second round. Come on now. Come on. When have we ever seen EJ get tired in a damn fight? You know what I'm saying? So just common sense things. You know what I'm saying? So what does he have to do? He needs to be a 100% Errol Spence Jr. Can he win? I don't know, because we never got to see a 100% in shape Errol Spence Jr. Filling out, rehydrating to the weights that he usually rehydrates at. We didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if he could beat Crawford even on his best day. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because he stayed at 147. This is just my opinion, y'all. I just think he stayed at the weight too long and he miscalculated staying out the ring. You know what I'm saying? That's why, these fighters need to be more active. That way we could get a true assessment to where they at. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just going into a fight inactive or for whatever reason, not being 100% yourself. So, Bud got that victory. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if EJ can find come in healthy or come in 100% and see if he could beat Bud, you know what I'm saying? And if Bud, beat him, then, maybe he could never beat Bud, or maybe, so we don't know. I just think Errol Spence Jr. kind of cheated, himself, and cheated the boxing fans by taking that fight when he wasn't, 100%. Or maybe that's what he had to give. I don't know. It's just a lot of questions. I think what EJ was doing before, when he was maybe if they would have fought after the Ugas fight when he was still active, I think the inactivity killed him. He underestimated that you can't just come in off a 15-month layoff and give that kind of performance, that he did with Kell Brook. He was on a 9-month layoff when he fought Kell Brook, and he was able to give a great performance, but he was still rusty in that fight. So we're used to seeing EJ coming in off fat camps. We're used to seeing EJ coming in off of layoffs, car crash layoffs. When are we going to see Errol Spence Jr. come in 100% prepared for a fight with no layoffs, all tune-ups, being active, and give it 100%? So for me, we still got to see Errol Spence Jr. at his best fighting the top competition. He's always at some kind of disadvantage, and we got used to that. But when you're fighting somebody as sharp as Bud Crawford, you got to be at your best. And we don't even know if Errol Spence Jr. can beat Bud Crawford at 100%, because we just never seen EJ at 100% except against Ugas, and he should have just kept going. He should have just He should have fought Thurman, and he should have kept himself busy instead of waiting. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the bravado of Errol Spence Jr. camp, that they think they could just take these long layoffs, these long leaps. And that's what I'm worried about Jermell in this Canelo fight, that he's taking 15 months off, and he thinks he's going to just be able to jump in there and perform, like he never left the ring. And it's just kind of hard to tell. What can he do against Bud Crawford? Be 100% of himself, to give himself the best chance to make a better performance, or to see if these things can work. The work rate, the pressure, the durability, being there, being healthy and being able to take punches. I think that, and that may not even be enough. I just want to see him 100%, give himself a chance, to be able to put those things at work. Throwing 100 punches around, that type shit that we talked about in the videos. We ain't see none of that. He just looked like he didn't have access to none of his stamina, none of his strength, none of his power was there. And, people just like, yeah, that's just because Bud was that good. You know what I'm saying? Bud was just that good. No, bro, he didn't look like himself, bro. He just, he, like Derek James said, he had a bad night where things didn't come together, and Crawford was the man that night. So, regardless of if Errol Spence Jr. was weight drained or whatever, that's his problem. I just wish that Derek James had more say If this man is missing the pads and shit during the coordination drill, and you saw this man was 100%, you know what I'm saying, before 2 weeks before the fight, or if he had a rib injury, you know, call the fight off, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, say, hey man, you know, and I know $30 million is not something, you know, you could like, you know, it makes it hard for you to make that decision, but your fighter's gonna get his ass whipped if he ain't 100%. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing, you know. I think EJ, what he does can beat Crawford, you know what I'm saying, if he was, you know, where he's supposed to be. You can't beat Crawford without tune-ups and being sharp. If you're not sharp, then you're going to get your ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? And EJ ain't 25, 26 no more, you know, where you can bounce back. Where you can bounce back and just, you know what I'm saying, you know, not be rusty and making mistakes and, you know what I'm saying, and Bud was able to capitalize. He got his tune-up in. He stretched it out. You know what I'm saying? He got everything he needed to be able to beat EJ, and EJ just put himself, he's so desperate to be undisputed that, you know, Bud used that against him, you know what I'm saying? And that was just good strategic move. So, you know, but I want to see fighters, you know what I'm saying, that I want to see fighters go in when they're at their best. I wouldn't want to fight nobody unless they was 100%. You know, that way, you know, nobody would be talking shit, you know what I'm saying? Nobody would be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, that man wasn't at his best, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I just think if EJ was 100%, I think it'll give him a better chance to beat Crawford. I think the things that he do in the ring can beat Crawford, but that's saying that Errol Spence Jr. is 100%. He's not weight drained. He's not, you know, trying to struggle to make weight, you know what I'm saying? And it shows up in the fight when you gotta pull on those things. You gotta rely on the stamina. You gotta rely on your strength. You gotta rely on the things that make you great, throwing 100 punches around, you know, those type of things. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it'll give him a better chance if he was 100%, you know. And that's just the way I look at it. What's going on, 2 Cent Boxing in the building? What's going on, Mike Biggs Boxing? Make sure y'all subscribe to Mike Biggs. What's going on, 2 Cent? What you saying?
What's going on, Pool? What's going on, chat? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, okay. I just want to hop on here. I'm on a little break right now. I'm working, but I mean, I'm just listening.
I be working too, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. I'll be making that money too. God damn it. Go ahead, baby.
Man, I had so much fun the fight leading up to the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, the excitement, the feeling, and I do appreciate, you know, them putting that on together to experience that as a fan. But my only thing is this fight didn't do anything but cause us to have more questions. We're not nowhere further than we were before the fight. Because we can say, you know, Crawford did this, Crawford did that, but it's still too many questions. We still didn't see 2 top fighters fighting at their best, competing against each other. And that's the only issue I mean, that's not the only issue, but that's the biggest issue I'm having with the fight. And now we talking about the rematch. And to me, it's seeming like they don't want the rematch. Like they didn't want the original fight, and it seemed like they don't want the rematch. They talking about the end of 2024. Like that's gonna be out of people's mind. I feel like Crawford gonna be there for somebody else. Spence gonna be there for other people. Like at that point, nobody's gonna want to see the rematch. And I don't really know if people even want to see the rematch now because of how everything took place. Because a lot of people not even acknowledging that something was wrong with Errol Spence.
Well, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, because people already had their biases going into the fight. And, you know what I'm saying, this kind of confirms their bias, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, because EJ, because, you know, I be seeing like, there's like a lot of vitriol, you know what I'm saying, on the Bud Crawford side. You know what I'm saying? They think this really proves that Bud is that dude. To me, you know what I'm saying, I looked at Earl and I said, shit, you know what I'm saying, that don't prove shit because Earl he wasn't himself that night. I mean, I see if Earl was, you know what I'm saying, if he would have went in there and he was doing the things, you know what I'm saying, at least some of the things that he does in other fights, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how can EJ be his easiest fight? right? You know what I'm saying? He goes out there. There's no power on his punches. There's no balance. There's no. I mean, he just fought like he just woke up in the morning and got out of bed and went out there and tried to fight his hardest fight of his career. And people don't acknowledge that. So I mean, you don't have to acknowledge it. I'm just telling you what it is, right? So one thing about it is that people don't want to see the PBC. Blow up is the best. And they already are the best promoters in boxing right now. And for, Errol Spence Jr. to have this kind of performance, it just kind of like gives a lot of people a lot of bragging rights for the zone, for Top Rank and Golden Boy, and they really hate the Al Heyman stable. With this fight with Jermell Charlo, it's just going to add more if he loses, add more vitriol against the PPC if he loses that fight with Canelo. So, I see it, and I'm feeling it. So they're going to downplay the rematch with Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford because, they want to act like, the PBC ain't shit. And, it's like, it's just kind of sad that that's what we got going on. I want to see these guys fight when they're just at their freshest, when they're at their best, when they both had great training camps, none of this, stretched out, hey, I'm not signing the contract so this man can stay at 147. He already said since Mikey Garcia, it was hard to make 147 for him.
And I feel like everybody that has fought him since then been waiting on this moment, been waiting on him to be weight drained, been waiting on him not to be able to make the weight. I feel like maybe like with the Porter fight and who else he fought after Garcia, the Porter fight, the Danny Garcia fight, they was waiting because they knew he couldn't make the weight. So I feel like each of those fights, they was hoping that he had a moment like this.
And that's true. I don't even understand why people don't like EJ. I really don't.
I don't get it either. And also just to drop my 2 cents about Derrick James, I feel like the hate that Derrick James is getting is also unwarranted because I don't think a lot of people understand it. Errol Spence is his own man. Like he doesn't listen, or I don't want to say he doesn't listen. He decides not to do whatever he's advised to do. Clearly, they clearly advised this man not to take this fight. He did way too much for this fight, and then for it to even end like this, I know he made 30 M's and all of that, but it just seemed like he lost all around for real. Like he traumatized his fan base, and it's so much doubt that they've created with Errol Spence now. Like it's doubt. Everybody don't even know if the man can fight again. They don't even think he should continue to fight. He went from being superhero, man of steel, can overcome anything, to he needs to retire in one fight.
And see, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. See, I don't know if you've been catching on, but Derrick James kind of alluded to, things are going on, like he said, because I think it was Sway, he asked him, he says, what could Errol Spence Jr. do, differently, to win the fight? And he was saying it's private, so that leads me to believe that there's something that's going on with EJ behind the scenes, and I just hope it's not something that's career ending. That he got something going on where, he's covering up. He don't want to let because there's another fight, there's another bag to be made. So so he don't want to kill the chances. He still want people to believe that he could beat Crawford despite whatever he got going on.
I still believe he can beat Crawford. I don't care what. No, I don't care. I do not care. I still believe Errol Spence Jr. could beat Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, I believe that. How could that fight go so different?
You there 2 cents? Yeah, I think so too. But at the same time, so you got to make sure that whatever you prepare, you got to be the best on fight night. So you got to be your best on fight night. So people that's rooting against you don't care about all that shit. They don't care that if you drained, or they don't care about none of that. They just care about they rooting for Bud Crawford. As long as it's his shit together, they don't care about his opponents or whatever. that's why I say, Errol Spence Jr. kind of let people down by, not preparing, not being at his best, you know what I'm saying, for the fight. That's my problem with Derek James. That's my problem with his camp. He picked that Bud Trainer, what's his name, Bomac, for having help. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you need help, bro. You got too many fighters in your stable right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't give them all the attention that you need. You had to fly out right after that loss, you know what I'm saying, to go help AJ in his fight. You know what I'm saying? Then you had to fly out again. So you stretch thin. So that's why you need a great team. It's something like G5 used to always talk about. He said, you're as strong as your team. You know what I'm saying? And I think Derek James
But it seemed like, though, like Derek James, the strength and conditioning coach, the nutritionist, it don't seem like they're a team. It doesn't seem like they work together. It seems like everything is separate.
Yeah, it do seem like that, don't it?
Because if Blu-ray is the best for EJ, why wouldn't Derek know that and tell him? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's a matter of that or Earl just not listening. Because I heard Derek say in the interview, he basically like, I don't know who they fighting now. I don't focus on that. I just focus on training them. They got advisors and managers and stuff for that. Me, I'm just here for you. You get 2 hours, you get 2 hours, you get 2 hours. We do what we do here. And I feel like maybe they need to graduate from that because they're at a different level now. But that's work to get them here. So maybe after this fight, maybe they could feel like, oh, we need to do that. But if you watch that fight and you watch Derek James in the corner, he looked so pissed and confused. Like he didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, that's because Errol Spence Jr. couldn't execute. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't execute. I mean, I don't know if it's EJ just go because Derek James always saying this. He's saying, I don't get involved in strength and conditioning. I don't get involved with all that. I just do what I do. Why are you not involved in the other stuff too?
Because they have to go together. We have to be coordinating. Like you can't be doing one thing in strength and conditioning and then I'm doing one thing in training and then your nutrition is doing something. It all has to fit together. Because if I'm at this portion of my strength and conditioning, then I need to be eating this way.
And my thing is, like, you could be part of a team, but look like his team an isolated island, like you said. They're doing their separate things. That's why it's so important. I think even if he would have had Blu-ray, I think Blu-ray would push him to the limit to know, hey man, you can't operate at that weight because the way Blu-ray he gets everything out of you. The way he trained, he's such a fanatic when it comes to training, and I think he would have really found that weakness in Errol Spence Jr. because he would have pushed him, you know what I'm saying, to that point and say, okay, man, you know what I'm saying, I think you're done with 147. You know what I'm saying? But there's so much damn money in boxing, so much money on the line, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then he pumped this fight up, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, man, if you can't win the fight or you're going to be at a disadvantage, bro, you know what I'm saying? You just may have to, you know what I'm saying, try to get him at 154, you know what I'm saying? But only way you can know that is if you know what I'm saying, you are getting the right information, you know, if you're really testing yourself, you know what I'm saying? And I just think he went through a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying? And just preparing, he just prepared wrong. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get his body to execute in that fight. You know, and he took his first loss, you know, so hopefully it's nothing really serious where he's, you know, like neurological or something that, you know, he's just breaking down after all the gauntlet he went through. Hopefully he can bounce back and give us a better performance at 154. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that'll tell us a lot where Errol Spence Jr. at, because now Bud has a psychological edge over EJ. So that's a lot to come from. Once you've been knocked out and once you've been defeated, you know what I'm saying, these fighters are usually not the same. Once you've been defeated, you know, once you had that undefeated record broken, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that EJ's going to have to overcome too. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just so, it's just so many questions, like you say, 2 cents. It's so many questions that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you go from being Superman to being the worst superhero. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then to Bud Crawford of all people. And he just going around and Pooh, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really hard for me. I be trying to watch interviews so I can make content with Crawford. It's just so hard. Like, I don't know what it is.
I know what it is. I hate that nigga.
I try to be objective. Because I want to say I'm a fan of Crawford, but he just moves so crazy and the things he's done is so crazy and nothing he does seems genuine.
Right. Oh boy. This is I've seen worse best downs than this. This is people are tripping.
All right, y'all. I'm about to hop on here. I gotta get back to work. Thank you for letting me come up, Pooh. Thanks, chat, for your time. I'm about to hop back in the chat.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. He said, real Josh. Lucy says, Jonathan Plus, man, I just got a flashback. He said AB did Leonard Ellerby wrong in that press conference. He just talked to him there, and he burned bridges. And, AB, what I'm saying? AB had more talent than we saw. What I'm saying? Some people say that dude had so much raw talent, he just didn't cultivate it right. You know what I'm saying? And his lifestyle, just immature. And we see a lot of fighters waste their talent, you know what I'm saying, like that, misuse their talent and, by trying to be something that they're not. And I think AB, once they start saying he was like Mayweather, that's when he started really messing up. And when he kept moving up, he moved up too fast without the defense. You got to let your skills catch up with you, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to be vigilant of the dirty tactics in boxing. And, and when Madonna Faluma him, you know what I'm saying, he just couldn't recover from that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just couldn't recover. So, it's a lot goes into it, man. You can't just be a great fighter. There's other things in boxing that you got to have covered. You got to have your team covered, too. He said Norris was saying it was a nightmare. Then he shut him out in the second fight. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about Norris versus Siren Brown. Yeah, Siren Brown was a motherfucker, bro. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? And, plus, Norris, Norris was so fast, you know what I'm saying? But he would lose concentration in fights, you know what I'm saying? Like he did with Julian Jackson. And he just stayed in one spot too long. And, he was a great fighter, though. I used to love some Norris. I hated when he beat Sugar Ray Leonard, you know what I'm saying? And that really pissed me off, you know what I'm saying? Because Sugar Ray Leonard was, he was that idol, and Terry Norris was the one that put him down, and that was just kind of miserable. Like I said, for a lot of people who don't follow boxing, say if you've been around a lot, you're going to see a lot of your favorite fighters get beat. You know what I'm saying? And Jonathan said, "Yeah, I agree, Paul." He said, "I was saying, is he have a second job? How much does he make? Because he has some big time fighters. How much are they paying him if he needs a full-time job too?" I mean, like I said, so many questions I would just like to ask them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on with this, bro? You know what I'm saying? Why are you not full-time? Why are you not spending, you know what I'm saying, giving your full attention to these big fights? You know, so these are some huge fights. And, for you to have a full-time job, bro, that's, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's just kind of crazy, But, they run it the way they run it. But, man, I mean, you would just think that's insane. He says, Robinson 24 says, Blu-ray said Errol dad called him, but Errol wanted to do something else. I know, man. That shit is crazy, bro. Why would you box out the man that helped you get in your best shape of your life? And, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he just didn't want to go through that intensive-ass, crazy training Blu-ray got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because Blu-ray, he going to get everything out of you, bro. That dude, he's one of them insane type fitness trainers. I don't know if you ever had a workout partner and that nigga ain't have nothing else going on but lifting weights and sit-ups and, you know what I'm saying, every day he want to hit the gym. And it's like, but that dude be in top shape, though. He says, George Curry says, Lennox beat Valley Klitschko bad, but he came back to dominate the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? Leonard got by that fight too. You know what I'm saying? It's like he did, he didn't run that shit back with him either, because Lennox starting to go, his skills started to diminish, or his motivation started to diminish. So you could see it during that fight too. But he did enough to get that win, I would say. I think 2 years earlier he probably would have beat the shit out of Valley Klitschko, but so you can see the skill level starting to close, the gap starting to close with Lennox before he retired. He got by that fight though. Jonathan Park said they didn't keep Blu-ray. Was that about the money? He said he'll now we know DJ's working a full-time job. I never heard of a big-time trainer having a full-time job other than in boxing. Well, I mean, like I said, man, I don't know what's going on with the camp behind the scenes, but one thing's for sure, I think Derrick James needs some help now that his stable has grown. He's going to have to make some changes to be more effective, be a more effective trainer, because you already know if he goes out here, Jermell Charlo goes out here and get destroyed by Canelo, then he's going to have to make some changes, bro. I hope he's making those changes right now. Before, he takes another loss, because we already know what Canelo is going to bring to the table. We just don't know what Derrick James got to give to his fighters right now. And all this is being questioned because of the loss that Errol Spence Jr. took, I mean, is he the type of trainer that has a say-so? If he see his trainer, if he see his fighter is not operating on all cylinders, he's not operating at a high level on all cylinders, say, hey, man, you're not ready. And Derrick James seemed like he's an honest dude. He seemed like he's the kind of guy that'll give it to you raw. And I think that's what EJ needs right now. And EJ seemed like he's one of them type of dudes that be like, no, fuck that. I'm going to make this money. He do seem like he's one of them headstrong dudes that will just run into a wall just to see what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bust through that wall. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tough. He do seem like he got that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? He really do. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're going to take an ass whipping when you got a hard head. A hard head makes a soft ass. And I think he do got that kind of stuff going on. He said AB is another one that refused to listen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And these fighters, it helps you win and it also helps you lose when you have a hard head. You know what I'm saying? It really do. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Park said AB let outside stuff take away a lot of his potential. Yeah. And I think he would have been one of the great athletes if he would have paid attention to his career and really stayed in that gym to get better and better. Worked on if AB would have worked on his defense, you know what I'm saying? We'd be talking about him right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could have beat a lot of those guys if he wasn't the type of dude that stood there and took punches and stayed in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? And his hands were so fast and he had so much strength. He was stronger than Mayweather. You know what I'm saying, as far as physical strength and power. But he just needed that, the nuances, how to slip punches, how to, he had to be serious about his craft, to get better. So he had the talent. He's just one of those fighters that had the talent, but he just didn't have the discipline, to stay on top of skills and to get better in the ring, So we see a lot of that in boxing. A lot of fighters with that damn talent, but they just get away from it. He said Jonathan Park says Jermell let all his information out, and he already know people don't like him and will use anything against him. Yeah, he talks too much sometimes, all of the time, which everyone, all the time, which everyone, yeah, he do. You know what I'm saying? He do talk too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he be on point though, sometimes he be on point with it, sometimes that's what makes you really enjoy Jermell Charlo, because he will go in there and talk shit. And so, sometimes he be way off, which is another problem with people like AB and Jermell that talks a lot of bullshit, bro. But when you're talking about your family and stuff, you got to keep that, you got to keep that to yourself, bro. You know, you don't let a lot of family business out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was one thing that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way in the interview with Sway. He did talk a lot of crazy shit about his brother. You know, I don't want to know about this girl and the kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, just keep it inside. You know, so I was supposed to say maybe DJ wants to do then on his own time. Maybe it has nothing to do with money. I don't know. I'm just saying something that, yeah, I know what you're saying. That's why I'm saying there's a lot of questions about how that camp is ran, you know. And, you know, long as the camp is winning, you don't really have a lot of questions. But because we saw how unprepared EJ was in this fight, you just kind of like, you're just trying to find answers, you know. But looked like they knew something was going on with Errol Spence Jr. and they just went on with the fight. That's what I'm saying. Profound Dreamer says not fighting Bud is not a valid opinion. He says 729 is why Spence is going to be in the Hall of Fame and can hold his head high. Well, I don't think anybody's doubting that, but I'm saying for him to be more competitive, for him to give himself a chance to win, some things going to have to change on the way they run things in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of a sudden, since this fight with Bud came along, now he done doubled the stable. You know, he done doubled the stable. I mean, is it a coincidence that Frank Martin looked terrible? You know what I'm saying? In this fight, is that a coincidence? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and EJ, you know, he loses his first fight now that he done doubled the stable. You know what I'm saying? Is that a coincidence, or is that just us looking for reasons to, you know what I'm saying, to excuse Errol Spence Jr. performance? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We just never seen them look like this before. You know, so we never seen them look this bad. Now we saw Frank Martin, you know what I'm saying, in that Jackson Marinez fight look a little bad, but we saw Derrick James able to coach him out of that situation. But then he looked wonderful against what's his name, Riviera, right? You know what I'm saying? Then just for him to come back and look rusty as hell, you know what I'm saying, in his last fight. So what I'm saying is they taking, you know, Derrick James need to get on these guys about staying active. It looked like that's what a trainer would do. You know what I'm saying? Motivate his fighters to stay active. And I think that's a big part of EJ problem is that, you know, he's not staying active. After that Ugas fight, he should have fought Keith Thurman. He should have went straight into the Keith Thurman fight. He said he wanted to fight, get back to fighting, you know what I'm saying, multiple times a year. We never saw that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's just, you know what I'm saying, he needs to stay active. Jonathan Parr says, I am from B-More. He said, and I deal with Tank heavy on the boxing tip. He said, I also think that he needs to fight top guys at 135. No if, ands, or buts about it. He says, if the team he has around him slowing that down. Yeah, you know, they're trying to move Tank strategically, but he's got all the talent in the world to beat who he needs to beat. And, you know, this is something about boxing that's kind of like despicable, is because, you know, at the times these guys can win the fight, you know, so they're missing that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because, you know, the longer you wait to fight your best fight, you got life happening. So you never know what's going to happen on the outside, especially being in B-More, Tank, you know what I'm saying, living the lifestyle that he's lived. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. You know, we just saw him go to jail, you know what I'm saying, for 30 days. So even though that was just a tap on the wrist, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of fighters, just their everyday life that they have these issues. He had got into a car wreck and, you know what I'm saying, you know, he fled the scene or whatever. But what I'm saying is these kind of things happen. Life is still going on the outside. The longer you stay out the ring, the more shit's going to happen to you if you don't sit your ass at the house. And so, you know, we seen Errol Spence Jr. got into a second car accident because he's not active. You know, if you somewhere training for your next fight, you're not going to get in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? If you staying on the grind and keeping your skills up. You're only going to be young once. You know, you're only going to be young once. So, you know, you got to make sure you line up your fights, you know, to your longevity and your in your youth, you know, because you're not going to get those years back. We spent a lot of time watching EJ recover, and a lot of time outside the ring, and I think it hurt him. You know, so I think this hurt him. That Pitbull fight's going to be a good fight. I just think Tank going to get his ass up out of there a lot earlier than he did the last time, because I think once you fight somebody, you know their capabilities, and he knows Pitbull is going to be coming forward. It's just that Pitbull, you know, he's so small and he's so quick that Tank is going to have to get the timing on him. And he's going to have to watch those hooks, because the way Pitbull blocks, he's so small, and Tank ain't used to fighting dudes that is under him, you know, so smaller than him. But once Tank able to put them punches together and put that power on Pitbull, I think he's gonna get Pitbull ass up out of there in a few rounds. So Jonathan Parr says Pitbull rematch is crazy because Pitbull is not a champion. He doesn't bring anything to the table at this time. He said, I hope Tank knocks him out. Why is there a rematch? The money, two different fan base. Says, why is there a rematch? The money's too different. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I think it's an entertaining fight. I think it's something to keep Tank active. I think they're finding out more and more, y'all, that it's more important to stay active. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're not going to take a huge fight, you know what I'm saying, stay active. You know what I'm saying? Take the Keith Thurman fight. You know what I'm saying? Take the fights that you need to stay in the ring. Don't go a whole fucking year outside, you know what I'm saying, and being inactive, you know what I'm saying, enjoying yourself or whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay in that ring and stay active. I like the fight with Pitbull Cruz, because if you're not going to fight it, I don't want Tank just not fighting anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to be just idle with all them skills and talents that he has, just sitting there, because then he's going to fall into the same predicament that Earl Spence Jr. is, because he's getting older, even though he's a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? He's going to come across, you know what I'm saying, somebody like a Stevenson who stays in the gym, stays, you know what I'm saying, stay on top of his shit, and he's going to just beat him because he's inactive. So I like the fight with Pitbull because it keeps him active, and I think that's important for Tank to stay active, because Tank will blow up on your ass. He will get fat. You know what I'm saying? And you know, as long as Tank's is active, I think he'll stay on top of his game. Because just like Tyson, you know what I'm saying, when he was outside the ring, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't working on his shit, staying on top of his skills. So, you know, I think it's important for these fighters to stay active. And I think Tank, it's a good fight for him just to active, you know, stay busy fight. And that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? You know, he'll get Stevenson. Hopefully Stevenson will fight Frank Martin, and we'll get that fight. You know, so I was looking at the boxing news, and it looked like we're gonna get that Ugas. We're gonna get Ugas and who is it? Damn. Let me see. It was Ugas and I can't even. What's the other fighter name he was supposed to be fighting? Oh, Marius Barrios. That's gonna be a good fight right there. Marius Barrios and Ugas. I think that's gonna be a good fight. He says, what you say, Paul? Park says, Shakur Stevenson is weird. Said he's a clown. Said he ducked Devin, in my opinion, because he should have took 25% and fought undisputed. He wants to be the Twitter king. Tank is right. The Twitter king Tank is right about Shakur Cap. How you say that? So he wants to be the Twitter king. Tank is right about Shock Cap, as BF says. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the last part, but I understand what you're saying about Shakur, the clout chasing. He wants to be in position to be that dude. You know what I'm saying? And Tank is the cash cow, and what you do when you're clout chasing, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna talk about Tank. You know what I'm saying? You should have took the 25% with Devin Haney. You know, I mean, nobody's going to give you an opportunity to beat their ass, you know what I'm saying, and you're not bringing nothing to the table. except an ass whipping. You know, and I think Devin, he wants to fight Devin at 135, which is a detriment to Devin Haney. That's a detriment to Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney fight at 135 again, he gonna lose. He gonna lose, and I think they know that. So they want a big payday. I could see Devin fighting Tank at a catch weight. He just need to give up them belts because I don't think he's gonna be good at 135 no more. I'm talking about Devin Haney. So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Shakur, you know, he don't have no cards. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got it like that where he could just say, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to fight you, you know what I'm saying, for this. No, nobody cares. They don't want to fight his ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no clout to the point where a Devin Haney, a Tank, you know what I'm saying, if they don't fight him, you know what I'm saying, people are just going to say, shit, they cowards. No. So Devin Haney needs to be humble. You know what I'm saying? Because he's, you know, even though he fought Oscar Valdez, that's not a type of dude that, you know, it doesn't bring you a lot of clout being an Oscar Valdez. You know what I'm saying? He haven't fought top dudes to where, you know, where you're going to say, well, damn, you know, Stevenson, you know, Tank got to fight Stevenson. If he beat Frank Martin, I think that would give him enough to say for, you know, for people to say, shit, you know, Tank got to go ahead and fight this boy. You know what I'm saying? They can live without fighting Stevenson right now. The way boxing moving, he can live without fighting Stevenson, Tank, or Devin Haney. So I think Stevenson is just doing the most because he understands this. You know, he really don't have no clout like that. You know what I'm saying? When Tank said he don't want the fucking belts, that kind of killed a lot. What's going on, Brandon House in the building? What's going on, my brother? He says, Lubin, what'd you say? Oh, Loomis. Yeah, Lubin and Ramos, that's going to be a firefight. Hopefully, Eric mindset is in the right space because that dude can definitely fight. He can definitely get down, bro. I love Eric Lubin. I love the way he fights, you know what I'm saying? Real smart fighter, you know what I'm saying? A lot of skills, but sometimes he just make the wrong decision, you know what I'm saying? He always makes a lethal decision where he always gets hurt in the fight, you know what I'm saying, like he did with Fedor, like he did with Jermell Charlo, you know what I'm saying, he got fucked up, you know what I'm saying, by, you know, making these mistakes. And sometimes it's like that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, you know, you could do everything right in a boxing match and you can go out there and you can still just make one bad decision, guess what, and you get your ass knocked out. Sometimes that's just how it is, you know what I'm saying. He says, yo, my people, smash that like button, hit the like button for sure. He says, what is this? Oh, Shakur. He got the cap in between his name. That shit throwing me off. I think Shakur, Twitter King, has great talent, but he's a clown. He's weird, and I don't like him, and I don't know him personally. I know what you're saying. You know, it's just Tank be, you know, talking a lot behind the scenes about what Shakur is like, and what I'm hearing I don't like. You know what I'm saying? About, you know, it's like being two-faced type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, we ain't got time for that shit in boxing, bro. It's like, just, you know, say, try to get the fight, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that, bro. He says, 2 cents boxing said, cool. Do you think Al paying those fighters so much is a hindrance to their career? He said, at first, I didn't believe that, but the inactivity of PBC top fighters is concerning, especially now that that's how I see it. And I agree with you, 2 Cent. I really agree with you. I think the inactivity is killing the sport, even though, you know, hardcore band fans, you know, we're fanatics, you know what I'm saying? We'll wait for years and years for fights while watching the sport and supporting the sport. But the more money they get, you know what I'm saying, fighters are not worried about the product. You know, the fighters are the product, right? So we want the best. We don't want spoiled meat. You know what I'm saying? When the fight comes, you know, you want fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we want the fighters to care about what kind of shape they're in. We want them to be honest. That way we get the best product when things go down. And that, you know, this doesn't make Terrence Crawford look bad. This can make the Earl Smith Jr. camp look bad. Because if you knew something was wrong, you know what I'm saying, in training, why did you go through with the fight? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really make, you know, Bud Crawford, they did what they were going to do to get the advantage in the fight. My thing is, why didn't the EJ camp, the Derrick James, why didn't they make the adjustments to to get the best chance to win? And that's just kind of bumming me out. You know what I'm saying? That if something like that is possible. And then you got the layoffs, like 2 Cents was saying. Why are you letting your fighters stay this long outside of the ring, knowing that this is a world-class competition? I don't know. It's just seems like common sense ain't common no more. That's what I'm saying. He said detrimental as that could. 2 Cents says detrimental as that could be. I'm rooting for Charlo, but the inactivity is making me feel. I said the same thing. 2 Cents. That inactivity. That's a thing that sucks. That's such a common sense thing. Why not take some busy fights, bro? If you have to beat up a couple of John Riders, just so you can stay active, go in there and take you a couple of John Riders. That's what everybody else doing. They take it just to stay busy because it's important. To your timing. It's important to your jab. It's important to compete, to keep your skills up. And it looked like that would just be as a trainer, as a fighter, that would be the most common sense thing that you could do to give yourself a chance to win. We all got behind, I don't take tune-ups, and that's a fucking detriment. Not taking tune-ups is a detriment because, shit. You need tune-ups, to tune your skills up. You're not that dude. You're not superhuman anymore. Once you hit your 30s and you start to diminish, you got to do everything you can just to keep your skills together. So I don't know. It's just disappointing, for such a simple thing, to affect, your favorite fighter. Let me see. He says, people get in front of the camera. He says, just act a fool. All kinds of lies, clout chasing, like he did not know Frank and EJ was calling him out to fight Frank, and he's straight up lied about it. There's a lot of gamesmanship, going on. If you want to avoid a fighter, or you're trying to build yourself up, and that's what it looked like Shakur is doing right now. He's just trying to build himself up because he don't have the fights up under his belt right now at 135. So if I was him, if this is me, this is a boxing fan just looking in. If I was Shakur Stevenson, I would go straight to Frank Martin and say, let's make the fight. And then, that would just give him the momentum, that would give him the standing to go after Tank, full force. Because once you, I don't even think he had a fight at 135 yet. I mean, Shakur said, what's that Japanese guy, 135? I ain't even watched that shit because I already knew what time it was. He says, I need Lubin to beat Jesus. He says, I don't think Jesus is I want to say Jesus. I'm like looking at the damn name, but it's Jesus. He says, Jesus is good as people are making him out to be. You know what I'm saying? You might be right, but that's a good fight though. That's going to show us more about where Lubin is. Because Lubin is he's like right there. He can't break the superstar level. It's like he's always getting these setbacks, because as you can see, Mendoza knocked the shit out of Fundora. Showed you, you just needed, even Lubin knocked down Fundora. But at the same time, you got to be able to overcome these adversities. And I think Lubin, so he got to show that he can get over those adversities and make the right decision. And then I think he can, once he get past that, he can launch into superstardom. But he got to have the right opponent. And even though I think that's going to be a good fight with Ramos, it's going to show us where he at, mentally. Is he going to, are these defeats going to, make him just an average fighter? Is he going to go up into superstardom, or is he just going to remain an average fighter? So Jonathan said, yep. He said, yep, Poole, I agree with you. He said that 100% about AJ. He said that fight the best when they're at their best and stop fighting lower class level fighters and think you're the best. I agree. Yeah, because that's you're not going to learn shit, for fighting lesser competition. You know what I'm saying? At their, you know, and you know, these dudes, they getting $200,000 paydays and, you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That they're not getting the best money, or maybe the fight with you is the most money that they're ever getting in their life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you're fighting that lower competition like that, you know, you're not really picking up a lot of things. You're just staying active, you know. He needs some fights where he's going to learn some shit. You know, I think Helenius was a good fight for him, a good learning fight for him. But he's still fighting timid. He's still fighting like a scared, like he's fighting like a scared scaredy cat, you know, and that's something you can see, you know what I'm saying, from the outside, that he's not mentally, he's still not there for Wilder, you know. But he should take the fight anyway, because, you know, I don't think he's got the years, you know what I'm saying, to you know, drag this out. You know what I'm saying? Wilder's getting older. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they need to go ahead and get it on. They should have fought back in 2018 before he got Falumaloom. And, you know, so now the fight is kind of getting weaker. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I'm saying, the anticipation for the fight. And I think everybody pretty much think that Wilder is going to go out there and devastate AJ, you know, because he just don't have the heart or the confidence to beat Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Something going on with AJ, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, he's just like a, you know what I'm saying, he's like one of them Jim Jones followers or some shit. The nigga just, I don't know, his mental capacity is just, you know, he's like somebody that would buy into an Amway scheme. You know what I'm saying? He'd be selling Amway and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of them type of dudes. You know, he'd be, you know, trying to sell Amway all over the place. You know, be passionate about selling Amway. He says, Mike Rhythm says, what's up, everybody? Jonathan Park says, yeah, I agree. He said, I agree. I think EJ was just a little bit lackadaisical, or things were planned out, or he was just worried about the money. Either way, I would appreciate EJ cash at me. Yeah, I just think sometimes the money pots get so big, where you can't really, you know, pay attention, you know, to the realness of the fight. Like, you know, if you knew you broke your ribs in sparring, or you hurt your ribs, or whatever it was, $30 million, you're still gonna go through with the fight. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna go through with the fight because the money is so much. You know, like I said, it's so many questions, bro. It is so many questions, bro. This is, you know, this is boxing. This is my favorite sport, and I just want to see everything on the up and up, which is never going to happen in boxing. You're never going to get that in boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's just disappointing to his fans, you know, that we didn't see the best version of Errol Spence Jr. in that fight. That's everything Bud Crawford fans could have hoped for. You know what I'm saying? That's everything, because it made Bud look like he's just on a whole nother level. You know, and he got undisputed twice. So, you know, and he was talking shit to Jermell Charlo during the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just a lot of things that came together that that was just bad for the EJ side. You know what I'm saying? And so these things happen in boxing. I'm telling you, I've been around for years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have more of this happen in boxing as more fighters get built up to go against each other. I've seen some strange shit. I've seen a nigga come out the sky with a ceiling fan in a Tyson fight in the middle of the ring in that Holyfield fight, I think it was. You know, nigga just came right out the sky. You know what I'm saying? With a damn fan, a fan parachute on his back. I've seen all kind of crazy shit in boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I seen Mike Tyson buy it off Evander Holyfield ear. You know what I'm saying? In a fight. I mean, bro, the more you watch this shit, the more you're going to be surprised. What can go down in boxing? Some stuff that you never seen before. And this EJ Bud fight, this is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Just a big mystery. Big mystery, you know. What the hell was Derrick James thinking? You know what I'm saying? What was his team thinking? What was the nutritionist doing? You know what I'm saying? So this is a lot of things, man, that you're like, damn. It was just a letdown, you know what I'm saying? You want to see EJ go in there, throw 100 punches around, and see what Bud, how he would respond to that. None of that shit happened. None of it happened. So, you know, but You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave it right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of videos, a couple of videos last night, and I've been working my ass off. I'm glad. I'm so happy that you guys hung in there with me. Man, I've been running loads back to back. I think I ran something like 6 loads, man, back to back. Every time I came in, y'all, and I was going to do a live stream, they sent my ass right back out, and I did that like 6 times. Even though it wasn't for a lot of miles, but what it is that I'm doing these frac pumps for the oil companies, and they be needing them shits like immediately. So I might be sitting down getting ready for a live stream, and then they'll call me, hey man, what I'm saying, and I gotta go. You know what I'm saying, and go get a frac pump and take it to Halliburton, and what I'm saying, and so like right now they could call me, and what I'm saying, I have to take a frac pump. Now the money is awesome. You know what I'm saying? But, what I'm saying, it's killer on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to go when they call me. But, what I'm saying, we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll chop it up some more. Right now, I got to get some more sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because, I just want to make sure, I come on and show my face and get some live stream in. And we'll come back tomorrow and chop it up some more. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't put in some time. Now I'm pretty sure they're going to leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'd like to thank Jonathan Parks Tetch. You know what I'm saying? Just Do Boxing, Mike Biggs Boxing. You know what I'm saying? We'll come back tomorrow and chop it up some more. Right now I'm going to go to bed, get me some more sleep. And I appreciate everybody that support my channel. You know what I'm saying? Even though we demonetized, you know what I'm saying? But I never worried about that. I never cared about that. If y'all want to hit me up, support the channel, hit me up on the Cash App, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody supporting Pool Counter Boxing. And, you know what I'm saying? We'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all, peace out.